What up, y'all?
My hair looks fucked up. God damn it.
You look beautiful.
Do you feel bonita?
Not me drooling a little bit.
Oh, shit.
We're right on track.
Starting the podcast off right.
Pretty normal.
Oh.
Okay.
Welcome, guys, from the basement. My name is Austin. Joining me, as fucking always, is my best friend, the Savage Dad of Southwest.
What's up?
Sitting behind the camera is our wonderful producer, Trey.
Yep.
Yep.
Also joining us is my beautiful girlfriend, Emily. I feel like I can't, I need to, not be
You make the wonderful, the once in a
No,
lifetime.
no. Like, not be like my girlfriend, Emily, because it's not like you're here just because you're my girlfriend. Like, you're a part of the show, is what I.
What am I here because I'm just your friend?
I mean, no, but it's been our thing since the start. Shut up, okay? No, just I don't know. Be like, beautiful Emily.
Yeah.
Also joining us. And then behind us, we got Junie, Steve.
Her name.
I forget her name too.
And the kids took off her fucking tag.
God damn it! So we got to come up with a
Piece of
name for
shit.
her. I don't remember what her name is. Shit.
She looks like a...
Junie, Steve, and
Maryland.
Maryland. I like Maryland. Cool with that one.
Not Maryland.
Not the
Oh,
state.
wait,
The place.
what did you say?
Maryland.
Maryland. Oh, okay. Maryland. Take that too.
Or Ashley. She looks like an Ashley.
She looks like Ashley.
She looks like an Ashley.
Ashley.
I won't
I don't
call an
Fucking-
Ashley in our basement.
And
It's like, nah,
we also got
shit.
Gay Mickey. Literally.
Yeah. We get boycotted because of that.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry.
Goodbye.
Night.
Okay, goodbye.
Good night.
Joanna. I didn't think I stuttered.
We got the receipts.
I know you're petting man. Goodbye.
Oh shit. So have you guys seen Palworld?
I'm already sick of you.
I literally put the
Podcast
the
Is that what the fucking stream title is? Have you guys played?
have you played Palworld?
It's a good game.
It's literally on my computer as we speak.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's fucking fantastic. And like I said earlier, I was like, the introduction for me was like the forest, you know?
Oh yeah, you
Like,
didn't
kind of
really
the
play
survival.
that type of game until we played the forest with
Yeah.
Kyle.
Yeah, and then I fucking loved it. It was like a survival too,
Mm-hmm.
and that was great. I love that. And then playing Sons of the Forest, which
We gotta go back and play that again.
yes, we do. And I think getting Emily more into like this is like an introduction into the forest.
Oh yeah, the forest is that, but less pretty colors.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
I've
more
I've seen Sons of the Forest. I've seen gameplay of it.
Yeah.
so
Kind of scary.
a little bit. Yes, sometimes
Yeah.
you do get a little fucking skeeved. Oh shit.
Skeeved?
Yeah. I don't know. Is that a word?
It is a word.
Okay, is it the right word?
Yeah.
Oh,
Favor and turn
Wow,
this
okay.
off so I can go yell at my kid.
You're welcome. I love you.
Kind of felt like a wind up, and then she.
I used to do that to what's it with Jacob or Carter? One of my cousins. I would sit there and I would pick him up and then I'd fucking wind him up and I would just be like touching his back a little bit and going, and then I'd be like, all right, run, and he'd start like running in the air and then I'd drop him and then he'd just fucking bolt off.
You guys were doing real life cartoon.
Yeah.
That's fun. I've always wanted to be able to do the running legs, like the circle of dust from cartoons.
Yeah.
Or like you just set somebody down into it, you fucking zoom off.
That would be
I've always wanted to take off so fast that I leave an outline of myself in the shape of dust.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, cartoon physics.
I wonder if Emily feels the same way, or is this just like a dude thing?
I think that we grew up with that shit. I think everybody feels that way.
Oh shit. No, we stuck on palworld. I mean, shit, we played it till like 3 o'clock in the morning last night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Missed fucking Mike's baby shower.
Yeah, there was a certain point where it was like, we have to stop
Oh,
playing.
yeah.
And even as we were logging off, I was like, holy shit, there's a Depresso. I need to catch it. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
I wanted a Depresso, but
And
A depresso.
we kind of started to talk about we kind of started to talk about it. There's like so much more that like we haven't even like.
Yeah, just switch her from mom to podcast mode.
Yeah. I literally have to switch for that now.
When we left at 3 o'clock in the morning, I was like, we haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg of what can be done.
We
with
haven't touched the testicles.
this. Like
We haven't even tickled the taint.
No, not at all. No, we're close. Like we're so far.
The taint is so untickled.
we've got a long way to the butthole.
It's got a long way
Which
to
is-
the butthole.
Like for like what you want, right?
Yeah.
Tickle of the taint.
You want a long journey to the ass.
I never finished the nougat center of the Three Musketeers.
You just ate the chocolate outside of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. From yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put it back in the wrapper.
Fuck
Now
yeah.
I was like, I'll finish this later.
What type of person are you?
Psychopath.
Apparently, you ever met someone that eats or takes the skin off a chicken nugget and then eats the chicken? 'Cause I have.
My child.
I've seen my children do similar things.
Do
but
that
not a
to-
chicken nugget specifically.
Do that to mozzarella
Oh, you do
sticks.
that?
Right, you can officially say that you met people.
Okay.
That
It's
I
alright.
don't do it all the
I'm
time.
gonna
but
marry
I have
one.
done it before.
I'll take the breading off of mozzarella sticks.
I just get a
No.
cheese stick, motherfucker. What are you doing?
No,
I can't just walk into a restaurant and order a raw cheese stick.
Bring it with you.
yeah,
No, if I get them,
Stop at the gas station.
because it's too much. If it's like, too much, like if I order them from like White Castle, it ends up being like, too much.
One time I ordered
So-
cheese sticks from White Castle and they were empty.
Oh,
Oh,
they
It was
cheese out of them.
Was it
Yeah.
your old,
Happened.
was it your old number?
my old number was not a 614 number.
All it takes is an extra 30 seconds in the fryer, and the
Really?
shit's just a little hole, and all
Damn.
the cheese popped out.
No,
Wow.
it's not. Emily's not.
Yeah, I'm about to
Half
start
of my
a.
job is being a fry cook, so I know
like-
way too much about
That's
fried food.
hilarious. Yeah, she thought that was me.
Oh my God, what a numbnut.
But what is happening over here?
So my mom messaged like me and
Random
a
number.
random number
Yeah.
and was like, "Hey, I would like to see, you know, your daughters sometime soon and have them come over and hang out with Mama. Can we set up a date soon?" And I looked at the, like other number because obviously
He
like
was
I
like,
have,
"Babe, what's your number?" And I was like, 220. He was like, "Okay, is your old number 614?" And I was like, "No, I never had a 614 number.
Yeah.
So I don't know who the fuck." My
So-
old number was 513 because I lived in Cincinnati.
So I was like, "What is the number you texted? Like, I don't
Right.
know what that is."
She said,
And then she responded back to it. Finally, it was like, "Emily, is this not the right number?" And I was like, "That's the wrong number." And so I was like, "I'm going to create a group with my mom and
"My real number."
Emily and her real number that way." But I'm like, you could have just texted me and been like, "Hey, I want to see the kids and have them come and hang out."
Right.
I mean,
I get the.
yeah. Riveting podcast content.
I want to have the girls over at the same time. I got that from the.
We send the same.
In the next few weeks, can we have JoJo and Amelia stay the night with Mama on a date soon? And then, like, I was like, "Who else did you text?" She was
Old
like,
people suck.
"Emily, do I have the wrong number?" I said, "That is the wrong number." She said, "Okay, send me the right number, please. I want to have the girls over at the same time." I got that from the first text
Yeah,
message
no shit.
sent. Jesus Christ, Mom,
Old people and phones.
dude.
Did we figure out who the rando number is?
No.
So just some random person is like, I
Who-
guess the kids are coming over.
I mean, I wonder if they'll respond, you know, and be like, "I see the kids too," and I'll be like, "Who the fuck are you?" Fucking funny. Anyways, back to my point. It's palworld is a good introductory into like getting like, the forest or sense of the forest because that is, I feel like, maybe a little bit more in depth.
Oh yeah, the building's a lot more in depth, and then like just like your survival mat and all the ingredients, things you can make. Like I mean, it's similar in palworld.
Yeah, similar, but I feel like a little bit more complicated. Like it's like going from like I don't know if you ever played Cycle.
No.
The Cycle was like you've seen Tarkov.
Yeah.
Yeah, Escape from Tarkov. The Cycle was like the easier version of that, but then they were like, weird, we just can't do this anymore, and so you shut the servers down for the Cycle. But like Tarkov, it's like have different AK-47s, and then each different AK has a different magazine that fits into that, and so you have to find the right magazine while you're out fucking looting, and then also you have to find the right bullet caliber to go into that gun. It was like super difficult. But in the Cycle, it was like you have small weapons, medium weapons, and heavy weapons, and then you bought ammo for small ammo, medium ammo, heavy ammo.
Yeah.
So it made it like simplified compared to like what the Forest would be.
Yeah.
Personally, at least.
No, I agree. The Forest is definitely a lot more obtuse. It doesn't really tell you as much. Although the update is still in early access. It's like a whole different game now. Well, not whole different, but it's a much more well-rounded out. There's like more boss fights.
Yeah,
There's, like,
yeah.
an actual story thing. Yeah, but they've added shit where like to kind of explain the story more. There's like more video camcorders that you can find and like lore and story elements, and also shit that kind of explains like the crafting better. So they definitely like streamlined it more, but it is more complex.
Oh yeah. So that we like play palworld for the next couple months. Get to level 50, which is like the highest you can do at this point so far. I mean, it is in early access, so later on we might, see it go up.
I'm sure they're gonna make the game more difficult eventually too.
Maybe, yeah. But for right now, and eventually, like, because everybody's still getting used to like keyboard and mouse.
I am. I have said it before and I'll say it again. I'm a console gamer. So, like, the fact that I've thrown so many goddamn PAL spheres on accident because it was right next to fucking W.
Yeah.
So it's like, god damn it. But I am learning like better game mechanics for PC now, which hopefully will help me in Take Two.
I played like I had a Super Nintendo, and then I played PlayStation pretty much my entire childhood until I met my real dad when I was 11, and he was I think it was the third time I went over to visit him after he got shared custody. He put me down in front of his PC and was like, "Here, play Quake 3 Arena. I'll teach you how to play." And it's just an arena shooter, like free for all, or like Capture the Flag was like my shit back in the day. Fucking love Capture the Flag. But I was 11 and learned how to do that shit, and I give my kids a tablet now, and they just like immediately.
Yeah.
Like, but my dad like watching me like get WASD down, and then also like the thumb on the space bar, and then the pinky on the control, like.
Yeah. Pinky on shift, and then if you're in palworld, pinky on shift, middle finger W, and I usually keep my index near the F because there's a lot of stuff you gotta pick up.
Yeah.
And then thumb on space.
Yeah.
Thumb like this. And he fucking hates it because I have it down in that drawer. He's used to playing his PC games up here.
No.
And I'm down here. I don't even have to look at like what I'm touching.
I'm not up here. I'm not just so everybody knows. I don't play my games up here. I play my games like this. I've specifically built my desk and have a chair that when I'm playing, I sit like this. I don't sit like this.
Oh, I don't feel like that either. It's right here.
Well,
I'm not down here either.
Okay,
Right here.
My issue though, my issue is not that. It's not where your fucking arms are. I don't give a shit about that. My issue,
it's the fact that it's not sideways.
My issue is that you also don't have enough room to move your mouse. You have this much space to move your mouse.
Oh, are you doing a lot of picking up, dragging?
No.
No. Okay.
No,
I have my
sensitivity is so
drag
fucking high.
Yeah, I have my drag speed up. Anytime somebody uses my computer, they like go to I can move my cursor and just pew!
And it's ridiculous.
Okay.
And that's where I'm like, but also, like, yes,
Me working office job.
the
So,
angle of your keyboard, when you're just sitting there typing, it's fine. But when you're like playing games for a long time and you're using your hand this way, you're like, your wrist is like straight, but I don't know, it just looked weird to me.
I've gotten more used to having it
so
fast.
used to like having my arm like this, and then having my keyboard turned at like I don't know, a
You're the
certain
weirdo.
angle.
You're the weirdo.
The fucking
Like a 45-degree angle. He likes to keep
anybody
it like,
out there that plays fucking FPS games would really argue with you that I am the correct one here. That you
Palworld
fancy
FPS?
that,
Most casual PC gamers are just playing with their key. Like mine is a little cocked, like this, a little angled, just a tiny bit though. But I play like that from the desk space.
oh
of
yeah,
my
he's
mouth.
like almost fully sideways. He holds his arm like this.
No,
Yeah.
I'm like this. Yeah, maybe a little cocked, just a little bit.
My keyboard is like in like this.
What I
Yeah,
have
dude.
learned,
I'm a real casual
like a 45-degree angle.
what I have learned playing Palworld is I'm gonna play It Takes Two with my keyboard down there.
Yeah.
I played it up there, and like I said, my desk is so high to me.
Yeah.
It's up to my tits if I'm
Do you
sitting
not
there.
raise your?
I can, but then my legs won't fit underneath. Yeah, look, I'll even show you. Because you argued this the last time. Hi. I'm gonna try my best not to disturb you, bud. Okay. For anybody confused, my cat is on my desk chair, and I really just don't want to fucking hurt him.
We're watching a physical demonstration.
Okay.
To prove-
First up, sit with my legs up,
Oh, you sit cross-legged.
and now my desk is up to the bottom of my tits.
Okay.
Like, the bottom of my tits.
Yeah.
And if I go up any higher, either this hits, where I can't scoot in all the way, because it'll just, and these are down all the way.
Yeah. So take the fucking drawer out and put your keyboard.
No, because this is comfortable. This is not. I am literally like this.
Because you
I'm short.
no, because you can't raise your chair up. If you raise your chair up, if you took the drawer out, raise your chair up, put it on your desk,
You're okay.
then you would be at the same height that you would if you put the drawer down there.
I love this argument.
It's so much more comfortable than I was like this. So high up here. But anyway,
Because the
you're
drawer
not the
is
one
in
playing
the
on
way.
my PC. So fuck
Oh
off.
my god.
But
It's just-
What I have learned
There's
is that I
ways to
am
play.
No, there's not.
comfortable. I am
Just
more
one
comfortable with this
correct
now.
way.
I am more comfortable with this now.
Not everybody has to optimize.
And that's good because when I do it's I barely ever hit the right button, and you know it. You can see it from my gameplay. I barely hit the right button because I'm trying to fucking figure out where this is comfortable, and it's just not.
I need to get you like a
So
60%
this-
keyboard then.
This is super comfy.
I need to get you like a 60% keyboard.
No, my keyboard is fine. Where it is fine.
I'm just-
This is
no.
my desk.
I'm saying so that you have more space to move your mouse.
I don't need more space to move my mouse. My sensitivity is all the way up. Guys, we have a new problem.
Did we do that thing where like
We have a new problem. Manson's in my lap, and he's very cute, and I don't want to move him.
you guys
Pick
ever
him
like
up and bring him over here.
feel like you're gonna like, sneeze or like burp, and then instead you kind of just do like a weird like croak,
Yeah.
like an inhale, exhale at the same time, like
So I've been
thing.
sick for the past few
What's
weeks.
that called?
I don't know. For the past few weeks, I've been sick. So every time I
Burble.
burp, I burp up like
Fucking into that.
foam,
I like.
and I hate that. I burp up mucus. Like I don't just normal dry burp. I burp and then it goes. And I'm like, ah.
Oh yeah, the like toilet drain noises coming out of your throat.
Nah.
The gurgle pop pop.
Oh, shit, babe. You want to go say
Human
hi?
body is disgusting.
So, basically, what I'm feeling is
What?
that we need to get rid of the couch and get you a computer here,
And put it right
and
here.
then just play Palworld here.
And then the podcast will just be same camera position, but you're just talking to the back of all of our heads.
No, it would just be like we would all have a camera that's like, facing ourselves, and then
That's how we used to do Fireside. When
I wish
COVID
I had a
when COVID
PC
was
and we
like-
could look for like 4-player, co-op games to play, and we could just stream.
Palworld, bud.
That world,
Yeah.
I'm so mad at myself that I only remembered that we had enough people to play Secret Hitler. End of the goddamn podcast last week.
Trey, just tell Abby and just be like, hey,
I was supposed to ping Nathan.
I need a PC.
Nathan
at some
Caldwell?
point.
No.
And just
Okay.
like
Me.
Austin will help
I was like,
because I will.
What?
Like I will help you guys get the parts that you need. And it might be like I definitely set you up a PC for like a couple $100 that will run palworld. But if you want to play like Call of Duty or some shit like that,
I'm gonna need a lot of space to be playing hella shit.
you're gonna have to maybe like start out with something like I did. Started out with like a 970, and now I have a 3060. Like, and sometimes you start out low, and then eventually you like upgrade and shit like that. What did I have? I'd be like, hey, I'd like to get a PC at some point. Could we like save up for that? And Austin will help.
I love how my face is perfectly just out of frame, even when I turn away.
Yep.
It's just my body.
You can see your hand and your leg, but nobody see you.
You're like Miss Bellum from Powerpuff Girls.
That's what I was thinking.
Miss Bellum, you're a busty ginger lady.
It's funny because the real people will know what you look like because they have watched older episodes, and later on it'll be like the people that subscribe to like our Patreon and shit and watch the shit that we do on the side will know what Trey looks like, but people that don't really follow that much will be like, I have no idea what you look like.
Oh my god, guys, the next movie night that we do is gonna be I'm so excited.
That reminds me, I have to change my list.
Oh yeah,
Dude, so does Wes.
yeah.
Watch the movie.
So does Wes. He has to bump up a couple things.
Well, I'm gonna switch Event Horizon and everything
It's right there,
everywhere
man.
because I just want to
Okay,
watch.
I'll start a new one.
I just want to watch everything everywhere. Guys,
This is kind of
possible.
all over the place.
Yeah. We're watching Boondock Saints too for mine.
You're saying the same. You
This
wanted
was
to get rid
writing
of
it in
Deadpool.
order. Like, I wrote Alien versus my all-time.
Because everybody sees
because of
Deadpool.
Alien, I thought
So?
Event Horizon.
No.
Oh yeah, everything
Everybody in
everywhere.
the room
I,
has
the one
seen,
that I've watched
Donnie
most
Darko?
recently, though.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
like a
it's
pivotal
pivotal.
movie, though.
Yeah, it's
I gotta fucking try to remember to not do the double conversation thing. Wireless mics make that hard to remember.
Oh yeah, because you're not like hearing.
Headphones.
Yeah.
There's talk happening.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, and like, well, you wanted to change Deadpool, and I was like, yeah, because everybody's fucking seeing that shit.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, and then she was like, well, everybody's seen Donnie Darko, and I'm like, yeah, but that was like a pivotal movie. Like that shit,
Pivotal.
like
I fucking love you.
what?
Is that what she said?
Snowman.
the word that you're thinking of is pivotal, and you're not using it correctly. Also,
What do you mean it was like a pivotal moment in your life when you watched that movie?
I would say for everybody watching that movie, like that's a very
The word you're looking for.
pivotal means important.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay,
it's a very important movie.
It's like,
Really?
I think so.
important.
Donnie Darko.
For
Donnie Darko isn't as mainstream.
Yeah, it's a cult classic, buddy. Like, a lot of people thought that movie was trash when it came out.
It was a box office dropout.
Yeah.
what? That's what I'm saying. For like us though.
Oh,
like,
well, yeah, when I saw that, I saw it at the right time where I was like, this movie means the fucking world to me right now.
Like
Yeah.
it was like again because I'm not gonna try and say it again.
Pivotal?
pivotal movie for us.
Yeah.
I feel like for everybody that like watched it in our generation at least enjoyed that movie and was like, oh my god, like I don't know. It was, I loved the movie and it made you think. It made you think about like time travel and like a whole bunch of other
Parallel
shit. Like,
dimensions.
yeah,
It's been involved, but there's still people arguing about it all.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That like
I have the director's cut. It literally explains the entire movie
Yeah.
because it gives you pages of Roberto Sparrow's book
Mhm.
that you read.
I watched
They
it, I was
literally
like, I
tells
want to
you.
see more of that book.
It literally tells you. Like, if they made a physical copy of that book, it would be in my repertoire. Like, I would own it and read it so often.
Yeah.
But the portal coming out of his chest.
Uh-huh.
When you watch that, just fucking freeballing it,
Oh, yeah.
you're like, what the fuck is that?
I was watching it
There are
by myself
pages
as a
of her book
teenager.
that explain that, and it pops up on the screen, and you have to read it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, the whole movie's been explained, but
I
people
didn't-
are still like, blah blah blah. It's not about time travel. It's about parallel dimensions.
I didn't fucking understand the gel tube coming out of his chest thing until, like, the third time watching it. And the first time I watched it, I was fucking probably, like, 14, 15.
Everybody has a set path.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's very, like, it made you think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people that watched it, you know, when it first came out, they're like, this is a trash movie because they don't understand it. But, like, our generation, like, definitely started getting into thinking about that sort of thing, like, alternate dimensions and, like,
Who
you know,
directed
time
that?
travel and all this other shit. And
Who directed Mr. Donnie Darko? I have no fucking idea.
So it really made us, like, think. And, you know, so
You
that's
haven't
what I
seen Donnie
mean.
Darko?
I have, but it was so long I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's a
think
movie that you
watching it
really have to
now
pay
that
attention
you'll,
to.
like,
I didn't like it as a kid, or it probably creeped me out.
you will
It was
definitely.
creepy as shit.
Probably what the
Oh, Frank alone is super fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Well, and then tragic.
Yeah.
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 fucking poor
Because, man, he really was a nice guy.
Richard Kelly. What else did Richard Kelly make?
Richard.
Southland Tale. Wow, I can't talk. Southland Tales and The Box, which I haven't seen either of those.
Nope. Never even knew they existed.
He also directed S. Darko, which is the shitty sequel.
It is. It's fucking.
There's a
it's,
sequel to
it's
Donnie Darko?
Samantha. It's his little sister. Remember the little sister that was in the dance group?
Yeah.
They made a movie about her.
Oh.
Like 10 years later. So she's like a high school senior or some shit. And it's shitty.
As we're talking about it, I'm just
Who directed it? Sorry.
Richard Kelly.
Okay.
I'm just now remembering like shit that I had kind of forgotten about it, but like the whole like rich guy in the mansion, like the celeb guy, and then
Oh,
like
well,
burns his fucking house down.
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, yeah. Great movie.
Patrick Swayze. Okay. Boondock Saints 2. What do you want to be your number 3?
Just, I gotta think about it. Because Dazed and Confused is definitely still on there.
Oh,
Yeah.
while we're talking about it, if there's anybody here, fucking list off your favorite movies.
Yeah.
Whoever's watching.
Or
And then we did Wes.
bluescotspodcast@gmail.com. Send in your movie recommendations.
Yeah, if you want us to watch a movie and review it,
Or you can fucking
we'll do that.
ping me on Discord.
If you want us to pick it apart and make fun of it, we can also do that.
Just put Dazed and Confused as my third one. Because that's definitely one that I think everybody needs to watch. I think it's a great fucking movie. And I don't know. I got to think about 4 and 5.
Okay. Alright,
You're
what's
making a
Wes's?
whole new list.
Wes has...
I'm just swapping.
you want to move everything everywhere all at once as his second one. So Alien was first.
You don't want to do Aliens and then Everything Everywhere?
He didn't want to watch Aliens.
Aliens isn't on my list.
Is not even
Oh,
on the
shit.
list. Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be a bonus episode.
I do want to... No, I love Equilibrium. Never mind. I'm just swapping.
So yeah, do number 2 as Everything Everywhere All at Once, and then Event Horizon.
Hold on. And then as a bonus,
Aliens 2. Like once we get past this.
Aliens.
Hold on. I'm asking Apollo what his favorite top 3 movies were, because I was like, well, it's just he says movies are a waste of time. I hate watching movies.
Okay, so we got Alien, give me Everything Everywhere.
Yeah, and then Event Horizon, then Equilibrium, then Fracture. Because, I don't know, Deadpool, like, we've all seen it. It's a great fucking movie, but, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I need to find something else as my, like, 4 and 5. I do want to keep Dazed and Confused. We'll move that up to number 3. But I don't know. I'm not a...
God, Dazed and Confused is so much fun.
I'm not a big, like, movie person. I have, like, you know, movies that I really fucking like. But I'm trying to think of, like...
Superbad's a lot of fun.
Superbad's a good one. That's a good... That is a fucking classic.
Really, really good, really, really funny. No matter how many times you watch them, comedies are hard to come by.
Yeah.
There's only, like...
Never
There's
seen
some
it.
gems out there.
They usually don't age well.
Yeah.
You've never seen Superbad?
Never seen it.
What?
Nope.
For real?
I've seen clips of it though, so I've basically seen it.
Like,
I
me
honestly think
saying
that I
I
have
love
seen
Superbad
Step
is
Brothers.
Just me saying I remember loving, like thinking it was funny. If I watched
After watching Step Brothers, I feel like I did watch it with somebody else. Like, I've seen the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
And I lied about, like, not seeing the
Have
whole
you guys
movie.
seen 30 Minutes or Less? It's Jesse Eisenberg. He's a pizza delivery guy.
No, but
I
I
don't think
love
so.
Jesse Eisenberg.
And he gets a bomb he wakes up with a bomb strapped to his chest, and he has to go rob a bank for I forget the guy's name, but he's fucking hilarious.
Is that based off, like, the actual, like...
Yeah, well, but it's a comedy movie, and it's got. Hold on, let me look up who the
Crazy
other
it's
actors.
a comedy when it's based off of a real.
Real,
crime.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
Guy
dude
really
that got the
exploded.
fucking bomb, like, strapped to his neck and shit, and had to
Some of
rob
those
a...
fake.
Yeah, had to rob a bank, and then...
Danny McBride is the bad guy in the movie.
No,
Danny McBride's fucking hilarious, and then Nick
I can't
Swardson.
believe they made a comedy out of that.
Nick Swardson is like his lackey. He's like
His lackey.
yeah.
Nick Swardson. Love that guy.
What was the movie that I was like, oh shit, we have to watch?
That's
I
easy on
needed to
Sonic,
add
isn't
that
it?
to my list.
I don't
You
remember.
don't remember?
No.
It. He still hasn't seen it all the
Part
way
1
through.
and Part 2.
I have not seen it. And I told you I don't like horror movies.
It's not. It's not a. It's kind of like Alien. It's technically sci-fi because
Well, I've never seen...
it is a.
Never
an
seen
alien.
Alien either.
It's an alien?
Yeah.
I thought it was like demonic.
Pennywise is an alien. No, he's not a demon. He's like an interdimensional
Yeah.
being.
His arch enemy is the fucking world turtle.
The world turtle?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't a
The
break.
giant turtle that has the world on,
On
its
its back.
back?
Yeah.
That's his enemy.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking about?
You picked a
He's
hell
an
of enemy.
interdimensional being.
What are we talking about?
Pennywise is an alien. That's why he can shapeshift.
Interdimensional? Jeez.
But yeah, it's not like. First of all, it's funny as shit. Especially I don't know. Well, the second one's funny too. They're both funny,
Y'all are smoking crack.
and it's not like traditional horror where it's like, bam, in your face, scary. Like he shapeshifts as people's worst fucking fears.
I mean,
which
I
is
watched a little bit
funny.
of it, like, because when you were doing laundry, like, I kind of watched a little bit of it, and I was still just like,
the script that they created for the losers is really funny. Like you've got oh god damn it, you've got Richie, and his nickname is Richie Trashmouth, so he's just talking shit constantly throughout the entire movie, and that's the character played by Finn Wolfhard. And then I like.
Big Fish.
Big Fish is a fantastic.
Is it already on
That's
yours?
really cute.
Okay.
Big Fish is on there.
Yeah,
These mine aren't in any particular order, and I've come to realize that. Like, I definitely like Big Fish more than I like Eternal Sunshine.
I might put the Ballad of Buster Scruggs on there.
I haven't seen
Coen brothers are fucking amazing.
The Ballad of Buster. Is that the dude?
Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
I don't have any comedies on there, do I?
No,
Crazy Eight.
no, I feel like
Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight. Is it?
Yeah.
The Hateful Eight.
It's the Hateful Eight.
The one with Adam Sandler?
The Ridiculous Six,
The Ridiculous Six. Thank you. Okay, yeah.
which is a parody of the Hateful Eight.
Yeah, and with oh, what is his fucking name?
Ridiculous.
Is
No.
it Channing Tatum? The dude from
Yes.
fucking
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is Channing Tatum.
It's Channing
from
Tatum.
Twilight.
Yep.
Yeah, and he plays a fucking
No,
Mentally-
Taylor Lautner.
Oh.
Taylor Lautner. Yes,
Channing Tatum
Yeah, yeah.
is in Ridiculous
Is he
Six.
really?
Yes,
Oh.
he plays
That's
like
hilarious
he
that
plays a
both
bad
of them
guy,
are in that.
but.
But yeah, no, the dude from Twilight, fucking. You
No,
just said it.
not Channing Tatum.
Jesus Christ.
Vanilla Ice.
Is
What?
it really Vanilla Ice?
It's
No, you're
no,
fucking
hold
with
on.
me. No, you're fucking
ding,
with
ding,
me.
ding,
No,
ding, ding.
it's
Hold
not
on.
Vanilla Ice, dude. No, just let me.
It's fucking. Oh God!
I would say that if I was gonna put a comedy on there, it would be.
Just look up,
would
look
be
up the
Walk
Ridiculous
Hard.
Six.
I fucking love Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. That
Oh,
movie's
that
funny.
is such a good movie.
That movie's so funny.
That is such a good movie.
I've never seen it. Interesting.
He's like, you don't want to try this.
That's exactly the scene I'm talking
No,
about.
I know it was.
What is that? This
Um,
is drugs. You don't want to try
So
this.
Taylor Lautner, Rob Schneider.
Terry
ruin your
Crews.
life.
He's
Terry
the guy that
Crews.
plays the
Harold
piano
and
with his
Kumar's
dick.
a fun
Well,
dick.
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
If it's an Adam Sandler movie,
Which one,
Steve
though?
Buscemi's gonna
He's
be
in
the
it,
first one.
yeah.
Luke Wilson,
Escape Guantanamo is
George
fucking
Garcia,
insane.
Nicole. Danny Trejo.
Show more, because he's like
Will
a,
Did
Forte.
you say Trejo?
he's like a
Or,
side character.
fucking
Trejo.
Trejo. Thank you. Sorry. Will Forte is such a great David Spade.
Move your fucking thumb.
Dude, fuck off.
Get your big old thumb.
Blake Sheldon.
Vanilla Ice is
Vanilla
in it.
Ice, yeah.
He's Mark Twain.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
I told you it's Vanilla Ice.
Nick Swartzen's in there too.
Blake Sheldon. I was wondering who like the
Blake
main
Sheldon.
bad guy was. It was Blake
John
Sheldon.
Lovitz. Oh my god, I love John Lovitz.
Oh yeah, he's funny as shit.
Did he die?
But yeah, Vanilla Ice is in that movie.
John Lovitz?
Because of that exact reaction. That's what Adam Sandler planned on
No.
doing with having Vanilla Ice in that movie. People were like, "Oh my god, is that fucking Vanilla Ice?"
No, he's 66.
Yes. Ding ding
Okay.
ding 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 ding.
John Lovitz is 66. It doesn't say a
Okay.
death date. It says July 21st, 1957.
Okay. I was so scared there for a second.
Yeah. Norm McDonald's.
He's
Or
not
Norm
allowed to
McDonald.
die.
Not McDonald.
Norm MacDonald died.
Did he really?
Yeah.
You're fucking with me.
No, I'm not.
You didn't know that, dude?
September 14th, 2021.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
One of the fucking best.
I
Oh,
didn't,
yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't realize how funny it was until later on in my life, until right
God
before he
damn.
died.
Well, because
dude.
he's like so obtuse and like obscure, and you don't really get what he's doing if you
Yeah.
don't know that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's a genius.
But he
Yeah.
was like a very like amazing actor and comedian too.
Oh, everything he did, he was like on 3 levels above
What you
everybody.
thought it was.
Yeah.
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 Rob Schneider and Steve Buscemi
Buscemi.
are two of the people that if Adam Sandler's making a movie,
They're in it. Yeah.
Which I love
Yeah.
that like Adam Sandler like from a certain point was like these two are going to be in my movie
Oh, well,
no matter what.
Those are all the, I mean, like, all the way back to, like, Chris Farley and,
Yeah.
like, fucking, what was the name of that movie? Doesn't matter. But, like, that whole group, they've
Bless you.
always been together.
Thank you.
Adam
Ferris, I was thinking of, not Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
No.
Um,
Billy Madison?
no.
No.
No, Tommy Boy. I was thinking of Tommy
Oh,
Boy.
yeah.
Because David Spade's in that. He's, like,
Yep.
the buddy character to Chris Farley. But that whole group has, at a certain point, Adam Sandler just decided, I'm going to make movies with my friends, and that's all I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd was also in that.
Anyone ever seen Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
I
No.
love Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
That movie's
No.
fucking sweet.
I
The
avoided
soundtrack is
have.
fire as fuck.
I avoided dramas a lot,
Yeah.
and now I'm going back and like doing my drama homework. But
Is that what it is? It's kind of like an adventure to me.
I think it's because like anything that seemed like sad and long, I was like, because I watched Pearl Harbor with my family, and I was like, I don't like this fucking type of movie.
Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, it's a drama
The one
war
with
movie.
the one with Cuba. Gooden Jr.
He's probably in that. Yeah,
Somebody jizzed on my.
it does look like dried. Well, not. No, it doesn't.
It looks like jizz.
It's just glue.
It
It's
is
just
glue.
glue.
Yeah, that's just box glue.
It is. But it's funny to say that it was jizz.
I almost went along with it, and I was like, actually, that doesn't look like dried cum.
Looks like wet cum.
Actually, I know what dried cum looks like, and that's not it.
So, back to
Mom found the piss drawer.
video games though. Wambi started playing Red Dead 2.
Oh, yeah, I saw.
Yeah. And
Fuck yeah.
That game's also fantastic.
his
It's
new girlfriend was like,
legendary.
"Oh, you can't do this and do that." And I was like, "He's still in the beginning fucking like scene. He doesn't get that stuff until after they like
Right.
rob the train and then get to the like settlement where you like are kind of
I always forget that it does that.
And she was like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, I forgot." And it was funny for me because I've only played a few hours of it
Yeah.
and haven't gone back to it. I saved I think the last thing I did was kind of like save his old lover, the brother from the cult or whatever.
Yeah, I watched you do that.
Yeah. I think that's about
The
like,
Chelonians.
the Chelonians.
Yeah.
Which you can actually follow them and then jump off the fucking cliff with them.
Yeah, you can commit suicide with the cult if you want
And he says, "For Chelonia."
Yeah.
to.
They put so much thought into that
Mm-hmm.
game. It's insane. They did the same thing with Batman Arkham Knight. I was watching some gameplay of that, and I saw something. I played hours of that. I've 240%ed it twice.
Holy shit.
Batman, when he's like doing like a stealth mission, he can sneak up on people and shit, obviously. But sometimes there'll be guys that can see when he goes into detective mode, and they can track his exact location. And the guy I was watching play took out every guy except for him and went into detective mode and waited for it to track his location while he stood behind him. And when the meter filled up, he goes, "He's right behind me." And I was like, wow, they really put dialogue just for you to do that.
That's fucking wild.
That's like, it's a complete Batman simulator.
When fucking coders and like people who make games think of like every scenario that you would be in the game, that shit's fucking amazing.
Yep.
Things that you wouldn't think of until you try it.
Right.
And that's what's fun about games. You're like, can I do this?
Right.
And then sometimes you can, and you're like, holy shit, they thought of that.
Everybody in this room has seen The Shining.
Yeah.
Have you seen it a lot?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I've seen The Shining so many times because it should be on my. I hate that it's only 5.
It's just our top 5. It's just where we start.
Yeah, I mean, because
Yeah, we're
also
gonna
what
keep it
should be
going.
in my top 5 that
Has everybody in this room seen Dr. Sleep?
That's what I was gonna
Nope.
say. Doctor Sleep
Nope.
is
No?
Nope. Never seen it.
Trey?
What is it?
Dr. Sleep?
Dr. Sleep.
It's The Shining 2.
Nope. Never seen
Is
it.
The Shining 2?
Yeah.
There's a 2?
I can't
Dr.
even
Sleep.
say.
Out,
Crazy.
It came out like a few years ago.
All right, I'm adding
Oh,
that to
I don't
the
know
list.
if I can say that I've
Yeah,
actually
like-
seen The Shining either.
Interesting.
I don't. I might have.
I'll add
2018,
both.
2020, something like that, somewhere in there.
I might have seen The Shining, but like it's been so long ago.
When I watched it, it was like my favorite movie for a long time. Like I wouldn't stop talking about it.
Dr. Sleep?
Yeah.
It's so good! It's got Obi-Wan Kenobi in it.
2019. So right in the middle of where I said. But the kid from The Shining is like an adult now. And
Yeah.
like
Danny.
he's still dealing with the shit that he was dealing with in The Shining, but like it's less because he's older.
And the best part is it's Ewan McGregor.
yeah.
It's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, and he's so hot. Like, everybody knows him as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I'm like, no.
Obi-Wan.
Big fish. Like,
Yeah.
Big fish.
I don't want to spoil any of the movie, but he like meets another kid and
Has The Shining.
it's
Yep.
fucking, it's so good the way it's done.
So good.
And it's beautifully shot the entire time.
Oh,
The movie's
yeah.
gorgeous.
Whoo. All right, I added that. I added The Shining and Doctor Sleep. Okay, so
We got bonus movies.
I've got 4 more. Technically, I have 7 more. I was like, how many fingers do I have? Technically, I added 7 more because one of them is I was like, I want us to watch the Maze Runner trilogy. I've watched it with
I
him.
haven't seen any of those.
It's so good. You want to talk about movies that are like beautifully shot?
Yeah.
The Maze Runner movies are just flawless.
Um,
Fantasy Island is, I think Trey would like Fantasy Island the most.
I haven't even
Fantasy
heard of that.
Island.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you're gonna have to come back to me because my brain is blanking on fucking movies to watch right now.
I
I did Aliens,
Okay, yeah. That's,
The Butterfly Effect.
yeah.
I haven't shut up about it for weeks.
If we're
We
gonna
need to
watch
watch Butterfly
Butterfly
Effect.
Effect, I want to also put on Mothman Prophecies too.
Dude, Mr. Deeds.
What is with you? And he's the only guy that's pitching comedies.
I want to talk about like an Adam Sandler movie though that like definitely was
Is
a
that the
good...
one where he has the fucking? No, I'm thinking of the.
He's a rich
Christmas
guy.
one. Yeah.
You
No.
talking about Eight Crazy Nights?
8 Crazy Nights.
Yeah,
I
no.
was thinking of that one.
No, Mr. Deeds is when he comes into a shit ton of money.
Does he do the?
And his right foot has frostbite.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
He does.
Okay.
He does
The-
the gag where he's okay.
Yeah, the one, what I remember that, but one that I love, and it's because like I deal with like buck hoists and elevators and shit a lot in jobs that I work. Is he asked the elevator guy, how's the elevator business treating you? And he goes, it has its ups and downs, and I just for some reason love that.
Did you see my face right now?
And so I always, so I always ask like a buck hoist operator or like the dude that runs the elevator for us. I'm like, how's the elevator business treating you? And I have yet to have somebody respond back to me with like, it has its ups and downs. And I'm waiting for the day that I'm like, and they're like, and then we kiss and.
Help me, Wes.
No,
Help me, Wes. How do you spell prophecies?
Oh.
I've got prof.
Well, so it's a PH.
Yeah, PROPH.
Yeah, ECIES.
Okay.
I don't know.
Dyslexia. All right.
I love Adam Sandler movies. They're all pretty fucking good, to be honest with you.
That's not even the best Adam Sandler movie.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
Billy Madison, you know.
I really
Oh, yeah.
like Billy Madison, but it's more of like a classic Adam Sandler movie.
God, even
I
his
think
newer
Big
stuff.
Daddy is like.
I was just thinking about Big Daddy.
My
God.
favorite movie when I was a kid was Happy Gilmore, dude.
Happy
That
Gilmore
Gilmore's
is another
famous.
great
Happy
one.
Gilmore. That's because Happy Gilmore would come on Nick at Night.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even
all
know
the time.
that. I had it on fucking DVD.
Fucking no,
Big-
you just wake up at 4:00 in the morning and see him beating up Bob Barker. But
Kangaroo song.
Bob Barker
Kangaroo
beating
yeah,
Limbo.
that's been circulating. That's been circulating lately. All right.
I feel the same way with my kid now.
Yeah.
like back then, I was like, "Oh, that's funny," and now having a kid, I'm like, I. Feel
Oh, that's what
that.
it's like.
I feel that, like him saying "all right" like that. I'm like, I feel that shit.
Ollie was like peeking around the fridge because like we have the little hallway, the basement stairs, and then it like goes to the bathroom door, and the fridge is like right on the corner of the kitchen to all of that. He was peeking around the hallway corner of the fucking fridge, and he was going. While I was standing there making him a peanut butter sandwich, and he just kept doing it. And I was like, okay, dude.
All right,
I get it.
Like I just snapped. I didn't even think about it. I was just like, fucking stop.
I haven't told Joanna to shut the fuck up more in her entire life than I have since we moved in here. Like,
which is partly my kid's fault.
yeah, like she has Amelia that just constantly riles her the fuck up. So I've never had to tell Joanna to shut the fuck up before because she hasn't had anybody to hang out with, so she's just chill as fuck. But now with Amelia, and on days that we don't have Amelia, she's chill as fuck.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But Amelia is such a psycho that, like, she makes Joanna a psycho. And I'm like, both of you need to shut the fuck up! Shut up! Just stop talking. Stop. 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 And then Amelia, you'll tell her to do something, and she'll go, well, and I'm like, well, fucking nothing. Go eat your food. Like,
My thing is that when she's like, "Well," I just want to
right.
just fucking smack her.
Well,
And just like, well, what? Well, what? But
What were
that's
you gonna
child.
say?
That's child abuse.
it is.
And I
We don't hit our kids.
I can't. Hold on.
We don't hit our kids. He occasionally spanks his.
I will spank my kid because she is fucking ridiculous.
But we don't just
and
deck him in the
sometimes
mouth. Like,
She fucking needs it.
we don't close fists our kids.
But then
Why not?
also like I don't know,
Why
like
not?
this newer generation, they're like, oh, this gentle parenting shit, and I'm like,
I wanted to show you a
you-
segment of a video about this.
I am
Yeah.
a gentle parent.
Because Philip DeFranco, who I've shown you before,
Yeah.
in one of his more recent videos, has like a maybe like 5-6 minute section about like gentle parenting, and
if you have a gentle kid,
I feel like it has a good premise, but people do it wrong.
oh
they don't.
exactly,
Yeah.
Just because you can like be a gentle parent doesn't mean you can't be stern.
Gentle parenting is not letting your kid do whatever the fuck it wants.
oh yeah, yeah.
Well,
Right,
and the problem is
exactly.
that it's like a big trend on TikTok, and people are doing gentle parenting in exactly the wrong way and spreading the message of, like,
Yeah.
this is how you should treat your kids,
Yeah,
and it's
no.
like trendy.
And also,
I like the people
I
on
don't-
TikTok that'll do it like, I just wanted to ask you, come here, I just wanted to ask you, are you fucking kidding mommy right now? Mommy just wants to ask if you're fucking for real right now. And I'm like, oh god, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking me. Oh shit.
you can gentle parent with a gentle kid. That's totally fine. I do not have a gentle kid.
Yeah, that's
Like,
part of
I
what they
can't-
talk about. Is
Yeah,
like,
I don't have. I can't.
sometimes coming at
I have a
kid
very
with, like,
overly violent child.
sometimes telling a kid like, hey, I understand you're upset right now, and like I get that you're being emotional, will just be like, no, I'm not mad, why are you telling me I'm mad? Like, you'll get that from
I
the
did
kid.
that with Amelia earlier. I was like,
Yeah.
it's okay to be sad, but it's not okay to scream.
Yeah. And then she was like, well, you guys are making me sad, and I was like,
Yeah, so sometimes the best option is just to fucking walk away from them and be like, no.
I was like,
Oh, we were in the
yeah.
car.
Yeah, we were in the car. I couldn't
Yeah.
walk
There's
away.
no walking away.
Yeah.
But no, there was one time recently that she was like throwing a fit about something. We were up in the bathroom. She was about to take a shower, and she like stomped her foot and like got all mad. And I just like flinched at her a little bit, like, and I was like, "Stomp your foot again. See what happens." I was like, "Go ahead, stomp it again." She's like, "No, no." I was like, "No, go ahead, stomp your foot again. See what happens." She's like, "No, I'm not going to." I was like, that is a thing that, like, again, what I'm talking about is that I don't have a gentle kid. Like, if I try and gentle parent my kid, she will fucking push you to your fucking limits.
Uh-huh.
It is a little bit of, like, I have a kid that is not a
She's not reasonable.
No.
She's not a reasonable
she will
child.
push it, and so there is a little bit of, like, I have to instill a little bit of fear in her. Not in the sense of, like, I don't want, because obviously anybody that would hang out with me and her for 5 minutes would know that that kid is not afraid of me.
Right.
That kid is not afraid of me. Like, it's not like I walk into a room and my kid is, like, flinching or some shit like that. Like, no, my kid will come up to me and she loves on me. She comes up to me all the time. It's like, I just want to cuddle with you.
Yeah.
Like,
She comes up to you all the time and is like, I'm gonna beat you up.
like, yeah. But, like, there's some times where, like, you have to instill fear into them because, like, they need to know what
There
you're
are
doing right
consequences.
now is not okay.
Yeah, well, gentle parenting is about, like, setting boundaries and understanding boundaries, and some kids understand boundaries differently. Like, sometimes you need to
Exactly.
set harder boundaries. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Oh, I gentle parented Joanna.
Yeah.
Her whole life. And now she's soft as melted butter.
No, I explain shit to my kids. Like, I've always been like, I will explain it to you like you
Real
are
as
a
shit.
person.
Yeah, real as shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I explained that to him when we started dating. He was like, well, I would talk to her like that, but I feel like she doesn't understand me. And I was like, never assume that. Even if she doesn't understand you right now, it'll click when it's applicable.
Yeah.
Like, I've told Joanna shit that didn't apply to her life until like 2 years later. But then 2 years later, she didn't come to me with questions because she remembered what I told her.
And do you remember the conversation that we had after that? Because I was like, that actually makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember, like, everything that happened with my mom, and I was like, I wish people would have, like, just told me what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom being like, well, you just wouldn't have understood. And I was like, yeah, I might not have fully
Would have clicked
understood
later.
then, but, like, as I got older, it would have fucking clicked.
Mm-hmm.
But now, as a, like, back then it was, like, maybe 24-year-old, and then, like, 26, I'm, like, having to put pieces together by asking other family members about shit.
You have, like, half answers
to-
to shit.
To understand, because I got half answered.
And at
back
that point,
then.
they don't remember like every detail
Exactly.
anymore.
And then, but then you have me who, like, does remember all of that shit. And I'm like, I'm trying to piece everything together because y'all kept everything from me.
Mm-hmm.
It would have made sense to me way sooner if y'all would have just told me what it was. I would have remembered that shit. And then when I got older, I would have been like, oh, okay, that makes sense now. Back then, I would have been like, I still would have been like, what the fuck is going on? But once I got older, I would have been like, oh, okay, no, that makes sense.
I
Like,
just had a conversation with Joanna a couple days ago. She was like, how come you never did origami with me the other day? And I was like, okay. You know how mommy gets sad sometimes? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, I am a little extra tired right now. And she was like, well, why are you sad? And I was like, well, mommy went to doctors. And those doctors told mommy that her brain just sometimes gets sad for no reason.
Right.
I have what's called depression. And sometimes I experience the big sad. And I'm just a little extra tired and I don't feel like doing stuff. And she was like, oh, okay. You want to do origami when you feel better? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
you just gotta be real with your kids. Because even if they don't understand it the second that you tell them, it'll make sense to them later on.
I mean, I get kind of like dumbing it down a little bit. Like when you were like,
Oh, I use big words.
I mean, yes, but like also when you're like a,
Well, I don't look at her and go, I'm depressed, because then I know she'd ask, well, what's depressed mean?
well, yeah, well, earlier, perfect example when we were talking to them about like not going to the park, and you were like, if you're good,
Oh, that
you
made
get
my
good
finger
things. If you're bad,
Sorry, go ahead.
Which one was it?
This boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The prop jewelry.
Yeah.
but if you're,
After a while, it'll stop doing that.
Yeah.
oh yeah, the green.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, yeah,
It'll stop doing it. It's like a protective coating that they put over top of all costume jewelry.
yeah.
Sometimes they do it over sterling silver. This one made my finger green for the first week that I wore it,
Yeah.
and it's 925 sterling. So like,
I didn't mean to derail that.
No, you're
I was
fine.
fidgeting.
I know where I'm at. I know where I'm at.
Yeah.
No, you're fine. But no, you were like, when you do good things, you get good things. When you do bad things,
bad things happen.
bad things happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like it's a
I'll start off small by saying stuff like that. I'm like, when you're good, good things happen. When you're bad, bad things happen. Those are called consequences.
Exactly.
Consequences. Life has consequences. And I even, like, to make it click in her brain, I went, me and Daddy have to be good, too.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
not just kids. If me and Daddy are bad stuff happens to us, too.
And I wanted
We
to be
have
like,
to be
I go to
good,
jail. But, like, she doesn't know what
No.
jail is yet.
Like, I explained what juvie was to Joanna earlier this year. She was like, what's juvie? And I was like, kid jail. And she was
Yeah.
like, there's no kid jail. And I was like, yes, there is.
There is.
My kids think
Yes,
juvie
there
is
is.
hilarious.
And now she's in fear.
They think kid jail is really funny.
And now she's in fear of going to kid jail.
No,
like,
no,
she
my
knows
kids
that the
think
baby
it's-
dump isn't a real place.
My kids think it's fucking funny.
She
I
knows,
said
She
something-
knows that the baby dump isn't a real place.
Yeah.
But she is scared of juvie now. And I'm like, good, you should be. You should be. Those kids will fuck you up. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to go to juvie.
I said something to Emily earlier. I was
I
like,
explained CPS to my kid.
out of our 2 kids, if anybody's going to jail, it's my kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I feel
If
like...
I'm gonna have to pick anybody up from like my mom had to do for me from
She's
the
gonna burn
Railsburg
somebody's
police,
house down.
Okay, Amelia...
maybe like
Amelia
100%.
is gonna have violent crime. My daughter's gonna get, like, arrested for...
Tax evasion.
No, she's gonna get arrested for, like, tying herself to a tree in protest, or, like, stealing bunnies from a makeup factory, or, like, something. Like, I took her to the BLM protests with me.
Yeah.
She's an activist. Like, she's all for the environment. Every time I brush my teeth with her, if I leave the sink on, she'll turn it off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'll spit, and I'll look at her and I'll turn it off. She's like, Mom, you gotta conserve water. And I'm like, oh, we don't live in California. Like,
Some water for the fishes.
like, oh my God.
Okay, hold on. I do think that like my kid, and noticing that she is my kid, that like I now as an adult, knowing what I had when I didn't have somebody that understood how I was, you know, and didn't give me the proper outlets to be able to positively express my emotions.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that.
Healthy outlets.
And yeah, exactly. And now, like, Amelia has somebody, like her father, that knows kind of what she's going through. And right now, she's too young to be able to, like, really explain those things. But I can see that she's, like, feeling it.
Yeah.
So then I know that when she gets a little bit older and she can start understanding things, and I can also show her the proper outlets to be able to express herself and her anger and shit like that in a positive way.
Okay,
instead
maybe I
of
should
the-
clarify what I meant by violent crime. I didn't mean she's gonna kill people.
I don't. No.
I got a
no,
violent
no,
crime
no.
charge. I got a violent crime charge because I was speeding over 30 miles over the speed limit.
No, I just mean that.
That's
like,
attempted manslaughter, technically.
I don't think that
So-
my point is that I don't think that she will get there because she has me to help guide her, somebody that also deals with the same things, whereas my parents don't deal with the same things that I had. So they didn't really know how to.
She's gonna have a rebellious phase, though.
Oh, 100%.
I feel like
yeah.
Joanna's rebellious phase is gonna be her, like, and I'm not gonna do the dishes. Like, I feel
But-
like her rebellious phase is gonna be so fucking tame. She's prissy, she's uptight, like, you have a tomboy where she's gonna be like, fuck you, and fuck you, I'll see you turds later. Like,
My point is that I know how she's going to feel in her
Yeah.
rebellious stage, and then I'm going to be like, okay, let's go to a rage room.
oh, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is that, like, she's not, like, she might get to a rebellious stage and she might do something, and then I'm going to notice that, know what it is because I went through it, and then because I'm an adult and I have been through that shit and I've found ways to properly express myself in those ways, then I'm going to be able to also connect with her and be able to go out and do things to where that rebellious stage is not as bad as it
Yeah.
was with me, and that it's actually easier, and then she connects like with her dad in
Yeah.
a positive way, and then I help her express.
Oh, yeah.
So like I don't think dude, I don't think that she's ever gonna go to jail. I don't think that
I
we're
feel
ever
like
gonna get there
she's-
because she has
I
me
feel
to
like she
help
might
guide
get
her.
arrested
Nah.
because I was close. Oh, I was close.
Well, so was I.
I was even close. For stupid shit. Just being out past curfew when you're
Same.
16 years old.
Yep, same.
Like, being out in public at 11 p.m. at 16, you'll get arrested.
Yeah.
So, like, it's stupid shit. I don't feel like she's going to get arrested for anything serious.
Oh, no.
I feel like she might get a couple traffic violations because she's a fucking speed demon. I feel like she might
So what would be the...
might get caught with weed.
What would be the... okay, so getting a speeding ticket, what would be the proper way to kind of, like, combat that as a parent standpoint?
Take her keys for a couple weeks.
No.
Take her keys for a couple weeks and then
I disagree.
have her earn. Depends on what she uses the car for. If we're talking a 16-year-old that drives herself to school, I can take her to school, baby. But taking away the keys and then letting her earn them back by paying us back for the speeding ticket that we had to pay for. Like, if she gets a $150 fucking speeding ticket, I'm going to be
Right.
like, I'm going to take your keys. You're going to do... I'll assign you some chores.
Mm-hmm.
Dishes are $5. Garbage is $5.
Yeah.
Once you pay me back for the $150 speeding ticket that I just paid, then you can drive yourself to school. But until then, I'm your chauffeur.
So here's how I would... Like, I agree with that, but
You
then
tell her,
also...
obviously she wasn't speeding fast enough if the cops got her.
Well, here's my thing.
First of all, I told you that if you see whoop whoop behind you, you speed up and take the next fucking exit. Like,
So...
get off the highway. They're called highway patrol. Get off the highway.
Right.
But yeah.
I agree with you, but also take her to a track. Take her to a track. Let her get into a car, and like let her, get that speed out, and then explain to her like this is where if you want to go fast.
I
This
drive
is-
75 and a 65. That doesn't mean I need to go to a drag strip.
No, but if you get caught for
That just
it,
means I'm impatient.
or if you're doing shit like that, but it's also explaining that like, hey, like I would use this as a moment of, like, I'm gonna take you to the track and tell you like if you want to speed, this is where you come to let that out, and then also, you need to understand that you are in a car that could hurt somebody else. Use it as a teaching experience.
I would rather her be like,
Let her get that speeding out and everything else, and then while she's having fun, also use that as a teaching
so
experience.
you want to reward her.
It's not
for
rewarding.
getting,
It's
you
not
want to
reward.
take her to have fun.
It's not rewarding in the sense of like I'm still gonna take your fucking keys. I said I agree with you.
Oh, okay.
I'm still gonna take your fucking keys.
I thought you
away.
meant instead.
No,
let's take her
no,
to the track.
no.
I was like,
no.
I would rather her be like, I'm not gonna get a speeding ticket because then my mom is gonna make me pay her back and she's gonna take my keys.
Which,
Like,
but
Show
I'm
her
also,
Fuck that
photos
shit.
of
But-
wreckage,
but also not,
crashes of people speeding.
that,
but-
oh god.
but also not just
Like they used to do.
but not just taking it as like I'm going to punish you. Also use this as a okay, well, you wanted to speed. What can I do? Take you to like a go-kart place or something like that, and then let you do that.
Again, I
Speed
feel like
around
that's
as
a
much
reward.
as you want. I'm still taking your fucking keys. You're still going to be punished. You're still going to have to, but then I'm going to take you to go and do something to show you that, like, when you want to speed, if you feel that urge or something like that, like I do, to go fast, this is the outlet to be able to go and do that. I don't hit shit, but do I want to go to a fucking rage room because I know that that is the appropriate place to go and let my emotions out to be able to do that? Yes.
But if
So-
you punch somebody in the face and got arrested
But-
for assault, I
Bec-
wouldn't be like, you know what would be fun? Let's go to a rage room.
Because-
I'd be mad at you.
Because I'm an adult now, and I understand that I can't do that. And that's why I want to go to a rage room to be able to let those
if
emotions
Joanna
out.
punched a kid
They
at
are-
school, I wouldn't take her to paintball
They are
to get that
kids.
aggression out.
Okay, but they are kids, and they're still learning how to deal with their emotions. That's, again, what I'm talking about, the difference between me dealing with my emotions as a kid and not having a parent that helped me understand my emotions and to be able to, like, still punish me and let me know that, like, what I was doing was wrong and the way that I did it, that was wrong for
Oh,
me to
sick.
do. I deserve to have consequences for that. But then
know, we can do
also
it still.
showing me that these are proper outlets to be able to let those emotions out, that so that when you are faced with a situation like that where you want to punch somebody in the face, you hold yourself back, and then you know that later on you can talk to me and be like, I felt like punching a kid in the face today, and then I would be like, okay, let's go to a rage room.
Maybe after the grounding is over.
I mean,
Or
maybe
after the
okay,
consequences.
sure.
Like, she gets her keys back, and then we're like, okay, now we're
Okay,
going to teach
okay.
you about defensive and safe driving.
Okay, sure, yes, okay, but I'm just if
Just
you
make
want,
her go back to driver's ed.
if you want to get specific about it, yes, but
That's a punishment.
that's not my point that I'm saying though. Like, if you want to be specific about when we do that, sure, we can wait until after the punishment, and then I'll take her there.
I think that's where my
But-
brain is getting confused. Like, why would I take her keys and then take her out somewhere fun? I feel like after she earns the keys back, then we should take her out.
Because I'm
somewhere fun.
taking you there to also teach you. I'm taking you there to go and have fun,
Yeah.
but also to teach you that this is your proper outlet. My whole point is that I never had a parent teach me or give me a proper outlet to.
Yeah, me either.
Okay, so
Yeah.
are we going to be our parents?
Well, no.
No, we want to be better than them. So that's my whole point is that I'm taking you to go and do something, and you're going to have fun. Even if you're still grounded, you're going to have fun, but we're going to make it a teaching moment. And we'd be like, you know how much fun that you had here right now? And guess what? You didn't get a $150 speeding ticket that now you have to pay me fucking back for.
I keep hearing fucking thumping around up here, and I swear to God.
You catching what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got you.
That, like, I'm not just, you did something wrong. Here, go have fun.
Well, yeah, no.
I'm using it as a way of, like, this is the proper way to... Awesome.
What if that doesn't help though? What if they still are like misbehaving and then like you're just taking them out, kind of rewarding them with things that they enjoy?
So you use it at first as a teaching moment.
Yeah.
You use it as much as you can, and that, the first time as like, hey, these are the ways to properly, express or to do things in a positive way.
Yeah.
If they decide to not do that when you have tried to teach them, I mean, at that point, it's like, yes, of course you are going to have to go through, you deserve the consequences.
Right.
I told you, I tried to teach you, you decided to not listen to me, and so now you are just going to face the consequences.
Yeah.
But I think it is a thing on the parent side to also, when they are being good, you know this now. You know that, like, my kid likes to speed, so when they are being good, they're not doing something bad.
Yeah.
Take them there. Let them get that out. Let them get that, I want to be a speed demon, or take them somewhere where they can fucking break shit and have fun and get their anger out and shit like that. Like, as a parent, those are things that you have to kind of notice. And if
It also teaches them like there are safe and like the correct places to do those things.
there are
You
safe
can't
and
just
positive
do
ways
them
to
where you need to
exactly
or where you want to. I mean.
and that's my whole point.
Yeah.
I mean, I get, every action, or when you do something bad, it has a consequence to it. And
Yeah.
you need to suffer that consequence because as a child, I give you that consequence. As an adult, you can go to jail for the rest of your life for speeding and killing somebody.
Yeah.
You can go to jail for a long time for assaulting the wrong fucking person. So, like, how do I need to get you into MMA, into classes to where you can beat up on people in a place where it's okay to do that and to teach you, that shit. And the next thing you know, I'm going to UFC 1,555 because my daughter is fucking in the main event.
Right.
I mean, who knows?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, as a parent, you gotta notice these things and then, like, there are proper ways to let them get these things out, which we didn't have. Like, skateboarding for me was a huge thing that my parents didn't want to take me to. Like, how many times did I have to skate or ride my bike down to the skate park
Both of us did that.
and skate for, hours, and then I had to either find a ride back or I would skate back home 5.5 miles.
yeah.
Like, just to hang out at the skate park at Pickerington because my parents wouldn't do it. Like, and I would skate there, skate the whole time where we were there, and then skate
Exhausted.
in the dark
Yeah.
on roads that didn't even have fucking sidewalks.
Right.
Like, now with my daughter, she showed that expression of wanting to skate, but the closest skate park is not within walking distance like that, I know it's not safe, then yeah, I'm gonna like take the time to take her.
See, my mom never took me because she was just scared of it.
My dad would tell me if I didn't do what he said, he would beat the piss out of me, and that was his teaching method.
I mean, don't get me wrong, my dad was definitely like very like I'm still scared of my dad. Dude, have you seen his hands? That dude's got fucking gorilla hands, and if he pokes you, he might break a rib.
Yeah.
Like,
There's this dude in my neighborhood that yells at his dogs like I imagine some dudes yell at their kids. Or like, he's got two kind of larger dogs that he lets out in the front yard. They mostly stay in the front yard, but they'll like wander over to the neighbor's yard or kind of out in the street. And he's just watching them from his front door inside. He'll open the door a little bit and go, "Hey, get your ass back over here!" Just fucking, I'll beat your ass! Like, just yelling it so loud that you can hear it through the closed doors and closed windows across the street. Yeah. It's like, oh, the guy let his dogs out again. But yeah, fucking, some people do yell at their kids like that, where they're just like, I will fucking beat the living shit out of you.
I mean, I tell Amelia, I'm like, if you don't do this, I'm gonna bust your ass. And she's like, well, I
that's
don't want
different,
you to,
though.
I don't want you to bust my ass. And she does say that though. Sometimes she will say ass.
Yeah.
And I don't like reprimand her for that because she's repeating what I just said to her.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't go out and say, I'm gonna bust your ass.
Well, that's like,
or anything, you know.
You shouldn't teach kids not to cuss. You just teach them to know when it's okay to cuss.
That, and so many people will disagree with you on that.
Yeah, well, if you teach them it's never okay to cuss, then they'll just cuss all the time when you're not fucking around.
Exactly,
Yeah.
dude. And that is a huge thing that I am an advocate for, is that, like, there is a time and place to do things. Speeding, there's a time and place. Go to a track. Like, I'll take you to a track. I will take you to, like, somewhere where we can, like, rent a car or some shit like that, and you can go as fast as you fucking want to and, like, have fun, you know?
Yeah.
But you need to know that when you are on the street, you could hurt other people. This is not the time nor the place to do 85 and a 35.
Right.
Like, you know, some shit like that. That's what I'm saying, though, is that, like, use it as a teachable moment. I'm going to let you go and have fun, but then teach you that, you know, this is the time to have fun. When you're out on the street, you are putting other people's lives in danger. And, you know, if you want to do this, then all you have to do is let me know. And I will help you, you know, do the things in a positive way. I didn't necessarily, I mean, I had that because of drag racing when I was younger. Like,
Right.
And then, but that was also from 8 years old. Driving was a very serious thing. Like, I knew that if I fucked up or if I did something wrong, I could hurt myself or hurt other people.
Yeah.
And so that just sprung everything else for me growing up for driving. But my anger issues, though, it wasn't like my mom saw me fighting all the time and then was like, we should get you into, like, you know, jiu-jitsu classes.
It's almost counterintuitive. It's like, I'm going to teach you how to beat people's asses better from, like, somebody who doesn't quite understand the situation. Like,
but I'm not teaching you to beat people's asses better. I'm going to take you to a place where they're going to teach you how to...
They teach you a lot of discipline.
Exactly.
Right, no, but that's how your mom probably saw it. Is like, I'm not, like...
I'm not going to teach you to beat people's asses
not,
better.
That's not an option to somebody who thinks about it like that, where it's like, oh, I'm not going to encourage fighting, because then you're just going to fight more.
Which, no, if you would have
No, I
taken me
agree
to the
with
right
you.
place,
Yeah.
it would have been, I'm going to teach
It's
you
an outlet.
discipline. And
Yeah.
My dad was dumb as fuck. I wanted to do boxing, and he told me I couldn't because I wasn't disciplined enough.
But isn't that where you learn the discipline at?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah, you don't just have discipline, you learn it, and it's enforced. Discipline is self-enforced, but you have to have it enforced on you first.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely agree. And, like, that's what I'm, like, trying to teach Amelia, too, with, like, a little bit of fear. It's like, I have to discipline you, and if you're going to act this way, a part of that is when you get to a point where you are just throwing a whole ass fit, you need to be a little bit afraid of me.
Yeah.
Because you don't stop. I can't just sit there and talk to you because you won't listen to me. You just keep going on about how the fuck you feel.
Yeah, if it seems like they've learned that they can just force their way through their will, through
Exactly.
their emotions. You have to teach them that that's not a way to navigate the world at
You
all.
can't just throw a fit and get what you want.
Yeah.
Which I feel like the other parent in this situation does not
Your emotions are so
necessarily-
valid that I have to give in to all of them.
I don't know exactly because I haven't been there for a while, but
Yeah.
from past experience,
Yeah.
it kind of feels that way a little bit. And then when Amelia comes over here, I'm like combating that,
Right.
you know, and that's where it's like,
Well, she's got a good balance.
Yeah.
but for me, not really,
Uh-huh.
because I'm dealing with you have to deal with this shit, like, and also you're in a household with another kid, and I'm gonna treat you the same way that I treat that older kid too,
Yeah.
because I have to, and I have to treat the older kid the same way that I treat you, because if I don't, then there becomes this like hierarchy of like, oh, will you treat them better and shit like that. I'm like, I tell JoJo, like, I will also hit you. You want to fuck around and find out?
It's
I
funny
know,
when you put it so bluntly like that.
I know you're smart,
Yeah.
but if you want to fuck around and find out, like, we can do that.
Yeah.
When she lied to me,
Some parent threats are legendary. My dad got frustrated one time with my brother and sister. They kept like telling on each other, and he goes, "You know what? If you hear me coming up those stairs, you might as well just start crying."
My mom was like emotionally violent. Like she would occasionally do the out of nowhere, just grab you by the fucking face and stare
No.
right into your eyes.
My dad did that. Yeah.
Like hold,
For
like
sure.
gripping your, like it hurts.
Right here, yeah.
Yeah.
That shit hurt.
And then one of my stepdads, I've told this story before, the snow shovel. He'd fucking by the neck up against a wall, and I just kind of like, get off of me. And the stairs are behind him. And he's like, you tried to shove me down the stairs, and like got up on me again.
He's a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck that guy.
I mean, I'll grab Amelia by the arm.
But
and
like
I'll-
that's
like-
different because it was just like a snap.
Right.
Like it's when you're warning your kid, like, hey, do you want to go this route?
Because we can.
Yeah,
No,
that's different.
That
Yeah.
was the whole thing when she was stomping her foot, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Fucking do it again." I'm like, "Do you want to go down this route?" And she kept saying no, and I was like, "No, go ahead. No, I want you to do it again."
Yeah.
Like it's not, and I didn't want her to do it again. Obviously, like I don't want you to do that again, but I want you to understand that this is not how we act. And if you do that, I'm coming for that ass. Okay, I'm coming for that ass because you are gonna be a civilized fucking person. The same way that I was raised.
Booty warrior from Boondock Saints.
Was I the best fucking kid growing up? No. But I am trying to teach you better than what I had. And I want you to be better than what I was. And
Not Boondock Saints, the Boondocks. Sorry.
The Boondocks, yeah.
You know what
And
I'm
you
saying.
know, over time, she'll learn not just from you, but once she gets into school and shit, she'll learn I can't act like that here, or I'll get in trouble.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing.
You
is,
can't
like,
act like that to somebody else, too, because you're going
Right.
to get your ass beat.
That's exactly what I was about to say. It's weird that this has become also like a big cultural debate about like how people should just be in general. Like it's almost political, where like there's the emotional people and then there's the people who are like you should just be hard. Like
I think
It's like
that you
there's
need to
why
have a
is there
fine
no
balance
in-between,
between the two.
yeah, but like you also need to know that no matter how like you are accepted at home or like how you were treated, there are other people out in the world that you don't know what the fuck they're gonna do.
Yeah.
And
That they don't give a
Don't
fuck
know
about
at
you.
all,
Yeah.
dude.
I
Yeah.
care about you. I love you more than anything is in this entire fucking world.
yeah.
Like-
Not saying like you shouldn't be yourself and you shouldn't like act the way you want to, but also just like no, you
Understand?
should be aware.
yeah. Being aware that
Some
again,
of your shit isn't valid around some people.
exactly. And
Did Emily step into the fucking void?
I don't know. I might go check.
She said she
on-
was fucking dealing with the kids, but
Mm.
I did hear a yell
Let me go
earlier,
let-
like
let-
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, let me go check.
The alien got her.
Y'all just converse between yourselves.
Yeah, well,
Sweet.
to expound on that point though is like the Andrew Tate of it all. Like, there's just people who follow like that you should be the alpha male,
Yeah.
or not even that, but just like, what's the pick me girls on TikTok? What's her name? I don't remember her fucking name.
Yeah,
But
I
there's
don't
the
know
one
too many
girl
of
who's
'em.
just like, you should be more of a fucking man. You shouldn't have emotions. You shouldn't
That
have
shit's-
feelings. Everybody has their place and their slot in society, and this is the way it should be. And it's like, well, yeah, Some of that's true.
Yeah. To an extent, yeah.
Right. It's only as true as
Everyone they start doing something that works for them, and then they're like, oh, this is what everyone should do.
exactly, yeah.
And it's like, it's weird. People just don't have empathy. They're like, and it's either that or they know and they just don't care. They're like, it's like a supremacy thing. They're like, fuck everyone who isn't like me.
Oh yeah, I immediately think of like Ben Shapiro, where he's like everybody has to be exactly this way, or else it's like the libs. Like he wants everybody to be Judeo-Christian and fit into that box, and the country should be that way. And if it's not, then the country is failing.
Yeah, it's it feels like a world of extremes these days.
Yeah.
These days, like no one's ever like, they either, if they're really smart, they're arrogant, they're not humble at all. It's like, damn, bro, I have to be like that. Or they're like fucking, they have good intentions, but they're just dumb.
Right, they're just
crazy.
entirely wrong.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched Jesse Lee Peterson? He's the guy that like lived through like the 30s and 40s on a plantation. It was like
Is
slavery.
he a black dude?
He's a black dude. And he's like, actually,
He has,
slavery
like,
was really
interviews and
good for
shit.
me.
What?
Well, he says like it wasn't a bad thing, and like it was like you woke up and you went to work.
How was he a slave in 1930?
I don't fucking
Where the
know.
fuck was he at? Was it here?
Let me look it up.
How old is this?
He said
I
he
need
grew
to
up
know
on a
more about
fucking
this guy.
plantation, and his parents did too, and his grandparents, and he lived with all of them, and he would go to school, and
And he
would
said it was awesome.
he would wake up and milk the cows, and then go to school, and then come back and do farm work, and then like do studying, and then go to bed. And he said that was the perfect life for him.
Well, why doesn't he still do it then?
Well, now he's like a podcaster, and his like catchphrase is "beta." He calls people betas.
That's funny.
He was recently on Your Mom's House. They interviewed him, and it's really funny watching him like almost see how bad his point is, and then Tom and Christina be like, "Yeah, but also being very polite to him and be like, "Yeah, sure, you're making a good point. That makes sense."
I dropped my fucking headphone. Okay, got it.
Don't lose that. He hosts a radio show, Fallen State TV, Brotherhood Organization of New Destiny. It's a Christian ministry.
Every single internet personality is like, they're always like, it seems like they take a stance and they're like, I know this is gonna piss people off.
Well, yeah, they're grifters. They're like trying to get people to join that bandwagon.
Yeah,
like,
they're like, I know, I'm just looking for the lowest, like the people with the weakest arguments to trigger, to make the other people look dumb. Like both the left and right do that. They're arguing with the dumbest from each side.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, where do you even find these people?
I'm almost like, I almost want to just consider that not a part of the actual conversation that matters to anybody. Because it's like, I've seen so much of it where I'm like, that's just a whole, like, its own culture that is arguing amongst themselves. Like, real
Right.
people don't fucking think this way.
Debates are lame.
People get sucked into it. That's the problem, though, where
Yeah.
they start to think that way. It's like,
Yeah.
that's why they're dangerous. Okay.
Oh, thank God you're alive.
Apparently, they needed me to watch them fall asleep.
You
Because
did it?
the second, they didn't ask
Wait.
me to.
Could you get me a
Yeah. The second that I reached the bottom of the stairs, I hear Amelia. So I was like, okay. And I sat down in the doorway and I said, oh, wait. Oh, wait. It's okay.
I forgot that I had it.
I'll stay right the fuck here.
I just-
Since you guys are waiting for me to walk away to get up and start being fucking ridiculous again, I'll wait. And I sat there, and like 2 minutes later, JoJo peeks her head out from the, and I was like, yep, still here. Go the fuck to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, he came up, I was literally laying on the floor
Bro, I
Like
fucking
this.
kicked her hard as shit.
with my head in the doorway.
I kicked her hard as shit because I came from down here.
He did, it really hurt.
And then walked upstairs and like wasn't expecting her to be laying on the ground, so I
You
fucking
just turned the corner.
I got to the top of the stairs and like fucking kicked her, and then to catch myself, fucking kicked her again, and I was just like, and then I looked down, I see her like.
I was just
laying
laying
there
on the floor, like,
in the blue light, and I was like,
Hi.
I'm so sorry. Like, I obviously did not see you there. Like, oh
Piece
my
of
god.
shit,
Like, I
Kurt.
felt so bad. I'm so sorry.
it
seriously.
hurt like a bitch.
I
but
know
it's
it
fine.
did. Listen, you don't have to tell. I
You
know it hurt.
thumped on me.
I'm so sorry.
You guys missed our conversation.
It's fine, but like, I
do
can't. I cannot believe I went up there.
Yeah.
and Amelia was playing in the bathroom. She clogged the toilet with an entire
Twice.
roll of toilet paper.
Twice.
Fuck yeah.
Not to mention, she shit on the floor a couple months ago. She just walked into the bathroom, shit on the floor.
Yeah.
Well, because she was like watching her tablet, and then she was like,
I couldn't make it.
I couldn't make it, and then
It happens.
no,
Sometimes
No.
I don't make it.
no.
But
Come on, come on, dude.
Now that I'm wearing fishnets all the time, I'm terrified of shitting myself.
But-
You should
Because
be.
that's a problem.
You should be.
Getting shit out
you
of
should be.
fishnets?
Throw them
nightmare.
away.
Yeah, you just
But
get rid of those.
I go up there, and I'm like, okay, bathroom light is on. I look up, Joanna's in bed, Amelia's not. Son of a bitch. And I'm like, okay. So I go to open the door, and it stops.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is the fucking step stool in front of the sink? She said, I had to pee. And I was like, okay, why is the step stool in front of the sink? Move it. And so she moves it, and I go in, and she's got her pants down. And she's like, about to wipe. She's like, well, I need to wash my hands. No, the fuck you don't. Well, I didn't brush my teeth. I don't fucking care. It is 11:30 at night, dude.
At this point, you fucked
It
up.
is the
Go-
middle
yeah,
of the
yeah,
fucking
Oh, yeah.
night.
Yeah.
At this point, the only objective is lay down and go the fuck to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't care. You can have stank breath tomorrow morning. I don't fucking care. Go the fuck to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my god, I'm gonna wring your neck. And then I get her to lay down. I make it to the bottom of the stairs and I hear her fucking giggling and laughing. And, she's gone. So I just go up there and I sat in the door and I was like, that's okay. That's okay. I'll wait. I will sit here and wait.
I'll wait.
And the second I hear you breathe weird, I'm gonna tell you to shut the fuck up. And I will just continue to sit here. And then at some point my back started to hurt, so I laid on the floor. And then the second I laid on the floor, my back went. And I was like, oh god. My shit's fucked. But
Alright.
yeah, anyway.
So to answer your question that you asked, he was born in 1949, which is fucking crazy to think that like he was born in 49 and then grew up still on a plantation, slavery still happening.
What?
In Midway, Alabama. So that's why. It was the 50s and it was still going on in Alabama.
Who?
Yeah.
Jesse Lee Peterson. He's like
I don't even know why I'm surprised.
He's like a internet personality / Christian minister / talk show host. You know, that's just
Oh,
like
no idea.
he's old black guy that was like actually slavery was good for black people. We were talking about him because like the way.
Oh, what?
Well, we were talking about how like parenting your kid, like raising them either like through gentle parenting or like through just like the tough shit that we all fucking grew up with, like various versions of like don't be a bitch.
Oh, we're somewhere in the middle.
But like how that also just like culturally has become like this weird controversial debate, even like almost political, where it's just like fucking people think the Andrew Tate of it all, like I said earlier, where like people think you need to be a certain way to actually be like a productive human being in society. And that goes all the way back down to parenting, where like you should be this way, and different styles of parenting, and people
Right.
disagreeing with that.
Right.
But I brought up Jesse Lee Peterson because he's like one of those fucking guys that's just like
Those fucking guys.
he's a grifter, obviously. But yeah, Alabama, raised in Corner Hill by his grandparents, who worked on the Comer family plantation, where his great-grandparents had been enslaved a century earlier. His mother and father moved to Gary, Indiana. Anyway, he basically went like, my childhood is good, which is the point you were talking about, where like people have their own perspective and they think everybody else should have that.
Right.
So like he was like, actually, my childhood was
He's
fucking
like,
fine.
I
It worked for me.
liked being a fucking farmer boy or whatever, and it's like, all right, man, good for you.
Yeah, but don't force that on everybody else.
I did see something the other day, and it kind of hit me in a different perspective. That, like, people were enslaved, and that was kind of the thing. And then we got to segregation, and white people were like, well, you still don't deserve to drink the same water that I do.
Right.
Or you don't deserve to drink water out of the same fountain that I do.
Or the
and
bars
everything
were
else.
like the
'Cause
upstairs
we
was
fought a
whites,
war
the
to
basement
end
was blacks.
Exactly, and
We
then
fought a war to end slavery.
we-
One
when
side
we
of the
won
street
it-
was all white, one on the side of the street was all black.
And then we got to, like, what recently, like, in our lifetimes was that, well, now you're all, like, gangbangers or, like, you know, shit
Right.
like that. Like, it put it into perspective of me that you're not slaves anymore, but that, like, mindset of things.
That's what
has
Jesse Lee
still-
Peterson would say, is that like it created like slavery was a good thing because it like instilled like discipline, but then they just took the anger about it and just fucking never got past it, and that's why like there's urban violence and shit now. Like, he takes it the wrong way, obviously.
Yeah, because
but it's almost
there's
the
still,
same point.
But then like now it's like you have the racist white people that'll be like every black person is like a gangbanger, or like, you know, like they fucking are creating or selling drugs or some shit like that. Like that's what we're in like
it's
now.
the difference between seeing like
least.
the repercussions of slavery and
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. And we're in like that third point of it, you know, and that like kind of put me into like a perspective of, you know, kind of understanding the dynamic, I guess, of where we're at with like racism and shit, which like obviously I don't look at, you know, or I would feel like the majority of people don't look at every fucking black person. You're like, oh, you fucking sell drugs and like, oh, you're a gangbanger or some shit like that. Like, that's so fucking stupid.
I posted it a while ago, but you should watch the Channel 5 with Andrew Callahan, where he does like the streets of LA, like the gangs, and then he goes somewhere else too. I think it was Texas. But he's talking about like gangs, and then you just see like not only just the various colors of people, like it's every culture and creed.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was about to say, you sound like you need to swallow.
Yeah.
You got a little Kermit the Frog.
I did. But it's all just like people who are they're trying to like do that grind, and they have the mindset that like if you can take it, then it's yours.
Are those sweet tarts?
They were. I
love
fucked them up.
sweet tarts.
I hate that. We did.
I'll do you one better, buddy.
I'm so sorry to derail all of this.
Yeah.
Have an
But-
rinse rope.
I'll send it to you later because it's really fucking good.
Okay.
And it also like it's
yeah.
a super personal story. Like he focuses on one like gang member who has like a drug addiction and like, his backstory and his family and all the people trying to be like, yeah, he's just like this. Like,
Oh, okay.
but he's like
Just like
he's an
this.
amazing guy, but also he's of the mindset of like if you can take it, it's yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he looks around at all
He's just
the
a bit of a sociopath.
well, he grew up
He's a bit
poor,
of a
and
sociopath.
everybody he was around was poor, and then just a couple streets over is all these fucking rich neighborhoods in LA, and he was like, all these people don't fucking deserve it. They didn't fucking work for it. They didn't grow up the way I did. And so what if I go rob a fucking
You know?
Gas
I totally
station.
see what
not a
you-
gas
I
station,
totally
they're like an Apple
understand
store,
how he feels
like,
that
and
way.
then it's talking about like flipping and like black market shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also it talks about like the vendors who like what's it called in a fence in Red Dead Redemption. There's literal like fences in Los Angeles where like you go sell your shit, he gets his money, and then like that goes to families who are poor where they like sell it at a huge discount. It's like feeding poor families. There's this whole like economy that's illegal, but it's like those people would be dead without it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really good. You should watch it.
So basically, some
like to.
crime is cool.
It's cool. As long as you're Robin Hooding the fuck out of it.
Well, it's a symptom of a problem that we aren't addressing that we could, but we just keep doing things that make it worse.
I thought you were going to say it's a symptom of oppression, which would have also fit there.
Yeah. Like we're just like we're not helping people. We're criminalizing them, which just makes more crime.
When was this
okay,
crime where
see,
no one gets
You
hurt?
know what I'm curious
Yeah.
about? Speaking of criminalizing people for stupid shit, now that recreational weed is legal,
Yeah.
they gonna release the people from jail that got charged with that shit?
No, because it's not federally illegal.
Some states have opted to do that.
Some
and
states
like, passed
have,
bills
yes,
that did it.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, some states
But
have.
Ohio's probably not going to do it because
but-
Mike DeWine was even on the fence about doing it. In the first
Exactly,
place. Yeah.
and that's a problem too, and that's where I'm like, get your fucking old ass out of
We're
Ohio.
a Republican state, which like some Republicans are fine, but the party I disagree with.
Dude, if you have a state that the whole fucking state, like, we want, that's the whole point of a democracy, is that the majority won to have weed or
Yeah,
marijuana be recreational.
In the polling,
And then you went on to national TV and was like, I don't necessarily agree with this, but that's what the people wanted. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out, because you're not for us.
meanwhile, while he's saying that, he's also bringing up things that are like side problems to and like blowing them up as bigger dangers than they actually are, like kids dying from like gas station vapes and shit. Like
But that
he's
oh
tying
my
that all
God.
into the same issue and like exaggerating.
Bro,
Exactly.
popcorn lung came
Well, that's 'cause
from
he has dementia.
popcorn lung came from
Not Biden.
buying
We're talking about
vapes
the wine.
online.
It's not Biden.
It came from buying bunk ass
Yeah.
carts,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
weed carts, online
that were not
It's
regulated.
constantly what I
or
fucking
anything.
tell
Not
these-
going into a vape store with an FDA regulated fucking vape like area.
I'm constantly arguing with Discord kids who are like, vaping is bad for you, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna get popcorn lung if I buy
All
it.
nicotine is bad for you.
Putting
All
smoke,
nicotine is bad for you.
putting smoke into your lungs, regardless of how you do it, is bad for you.
Putting anything
It
besides air in your lungs is
is
bad for you.
Nicotine is also not the best for you either. Okay, it's not good for you. So yes, all of it is bad. But if you really want to look at like, and that's what I liked about Vaporfy though, because before the FDA,
Before they
like
certified them.
before they were already like, because I remember them, you know, giving me their spiel that they were like, we are already registered with the FDA. We have already given like the list of all of our chemicals and everything else that is in what we have in our, you know, juices and everything. That when the FDA actually this was years ago before they like the FDA actually did shit. They were like, but when the FDA actually does do their regulations and everything else, we're ready to fucking go. And I was like, I like you. And that's why I've continued to go to Vaporfy, because they have, before they even had any regulations, they were already like, here's our shit. We already registered with the FDA. We know exactly like what we're putting into our juices and everything else. Like, we're ready to go. And that's why I was like, fuck yeah.
So
Love
you know
you
where
guys.
like the bad vapes come from, or like the black market shit.
Exactly.
And why does the black market exist? Because they keep fucking criminalizing and not like
Well, then, okay.
the Columbus menthol ban, where they're like, you
Oh
can't
my
have
fucking
you can't have
God.
flavors because kids are fucking smoking them and it's dangerous for kids. And it's like, well, one, you're not solving the problem by banning them from stores.
No, it wasn't that it was menthol flavors. It was...
No, it's all flavors. I work at a gas station.
I thought it was because it appeals to kids.
Not just menthol. It is.
No, I thought all flavors, because...
Yeah, all flavors, yeah.
Because, like, let's say mine is frozen fruit monster, strawberry banana ice.
Yeah.
It appeals to a kid because it's like strawberry banana, and a kid's gonna be like, oh yeah, I bet that
Well,
that
so when you
tastes good.
ban it from a gas station, where like, okay, so maybe some kids are getting it, they're getting by with it. You suddenly create a vacuum where like those kids that were doing it still want it, and now they're just gonna get sketchier shit.
Which is bad.
Yeah.
Which is bad because it's not regulated and
It's-
everything else. Yeah.
If you want to fix the problem, regulate it, and then strictly like enforce the actual rules that you have.
Do you remember when?
It drives me nuts.
Do you remember when the big problem about vapes was like vapes exploding?
Oh,
in
yeah.
people's faces and shit, and it was like, what you're not telling people is that these are people that have modded their vapes.
They're putting
Like-
they built their own circuit and put like a giant ass battery in it. And
They
then
put
it explodes.
multiple batteries in a thing that could not handle it because they didn't know what they were actually fucking doing, and then
Multiple batteries for what?
because like
Those big old brick mods that we used to have.
Yeah.
because it was like the more batteries, the more like voltage you could get out of it, and so you could like, you know, heat it up quicker and everything else. But like, you didn't really need it. Like, you didn't like that shit was in the beginning of like vapes, and looking back on it, it's like we did not fucking need that shit at all. But people would build their own shit, and then shit would explode in their fucking face, and then it was over the news that like, oh, vapes are bad because they could explode in your face. And it's like, dude, ever since that shit has been going on, I've had a vape that has had 2 batteries in it. Had never had a fucking problem. I've never heard of anybody that I've ever known around me ever had a vape explode, but the media made it seem like it's a national fucking problem and they're exploding all over the fucking, you know, USA, and it was not the case. And it's the same thing, like...
Oh, we talked about this before with the fucking Tide Pod thing, where like constantly there are like panics
Batteries are done.
in the media, or like just in like when lawmakers start banning shit, it's because there was a panic about it, where like people just got the wrong information and ran with it. So the Tide Pod thing, where I've explained it before, where like nobody actually died from it except for maybe like 3 people, and it was like old people, dementia, and a couple babies that like got into it. It wasn't, the news story was like teens are dying from the Tide Pod challenge. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
maybe 4 of them got hospitalized and then we're fine.
Bro, because your
Like-
body will reject
And
that
3
shit.
of them weren't even teens.
Yeah.
Your body will reject that shit so fucking quick.
Did you
Like,
know that
you're
rat
gonna...
poison doesn't even kill humans?
What? Oh yeah, that makes sense. It's
Rat
rat
poison. Rat poison only kills rats because rats do not have the ability to throw up.
Oh, but humans do. Yeah,
It makes us violently ill.
Yeah, it tells you not to eat it because you'll.
It will make you sick.
It makes us violently ill. But every movie that has been like, oh, the wife slips rat poison into the husband's food because she found him cheating, so now he's gonna die. Thing is fake.
No,
that is not real.
I think
I didn't know that.
That's a very human thing that we do. That's why we tell our kids like fucking fairy tales and like fables of like there's monsters in the woods. You're not telling the whole truth because it's easier to just be like, be scared of this. This is the thing that has killed people, and we do that through every level of society. Like,
oh yeah,
we're just kind of like silently lying about all the things all the time.
Which sometimes like. A little bit of like a white lie, especially with your kids, can be somewhat good.
Well, there's a good reason we do that.
We white lie with like
very human.
Santa Claus.
I feel like it's baked into our DNA now because I remember like we're just instinctively scared of stuff. Like I'm still I'm not scared of the dark anymore, but I'm still instinctively like eerie of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's there's shit in the dark.
I had to tell Amelia the other day, like she was standing this close to the TV, and I was like, "Back up, this bad for your eyes," which is true. But only in the long term. Right. If you're sitting there for 6 hours this close to the TV, it's really bad for your fucking eyes, but 2 minutes isn't gonna do shit.
It also used to be a lot worse for your eyes when TV technology wasn't as good
as
it
exactly.
Yeah.
Was tubes and not LEDs.
Yeah.
And then another thing is I didn't tell Joanna that like having the lights on in the car is illegal. I just told her it's annoying as shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, especially if it's dark outside, like I see my reflection in the windshield.
Oh,
like, I can't fucking see, dude.
Yeah,
Turn that shit off.
Because the light shines into the windshield, and you can't fucking see out of the windshield.
I'm like, dude, turn that shit off, or I'm gonna crash this car.
Yeah,
I am not like, oh, it's illegal to do that. It's annoying as fuck. Please turn it off. Like, I don't think I've ever told her like white lies other than Santa and the Tooth Fairy work together.
They work together.
Yeah, I'm like. You get the amount of money that you get for the teeth that you lose directly corresponds to how good you are.
From Santa.
From Santa.
That makes sense.
So the Tooth Fairy calls Santa and says, "How good is this kid?" And that's how much money she gets under her pillow.
Fucking smart as shit.
So now every time she loses a
tooth, smart.
Every time she loses a tooth, she's like, "I wonder how much the Tooth Fairy's gonna give me." And I'm like, "I don't know. Have you been good?" And she's like, "I hope so." And I'll slide $1 under her pillow, and she's like, "I must have been really good."
That's so fucking funny, and that's.
She came back from her dad's.
I forgot to turn off my mic.
That's not something.
You
that my
forgot to
family...
turn off your mic.
I realized after I peed.
Damn it. That's not
well,
something.
so sorry.
So sorry if you heard Wes pee.
Totally
no,
peed.
but this is going on YouTube.
It is.
It wasn't a lot of pee.
Oh no.
It was just a little pee.
It's all right. Just sit down next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna bring this up earlier.
But my family, me and Alex and Ruthie and my mom couldn't all agree on a monetary value for her teeth. So I came up with the lie of the Tooth Fairy and Santa work together. So when you lose a tooth, Tooth Fairy goes, "Ring, ring, hey Santa, how good has this kid been?" And depending on how good you are, that's how much money you get. So if I slip $1 under her pillow, she's like, "Man, Tooth Fairy must have heard that I've been good."
All the mythical beings are in cahoots.
It depends on what I can afford at the time.
Yeah.
So if I only have $1, I'm only gonna give her a fucking $1. But if I can only afford a quarter, that makes her a little introspective, where she's like, "Okay, I'll do better. I'll do better next time. That way I get more money for my teeth." And then like her dad or Ruthie or somebody slipped a $5 under her pillow when she lost a tooth one time. And she was like, "I must be really good." And she's like so proud of herself. So it's like, I haven't seen any negative effects for it. If I give her like a little bit of money, she's usually like, "Cool, I got a quarter." I've never just given her a penny.
If we do this with Amelia, we're giving her pennies.
There was one time I forgot. There's one time that better be a fucking cat, I swear to God.
It is. It was.
That sounded like a cat.
It was.
But there was one time I forgot that she didn't tell me that she lost a tooth. She just put it under her pillow.
Yeah.
And she was like, "The Tooth Fairy didn't come for me. He didn't even take my tooth. Like, what happened?" And I was like, "Oh, honey, it was probably just a busy night." And you're probably on the list, and he just didn't make it to you.
Yeah.
You know, you're only asleep for a certain amount of time.
Put it underneath the
He's got
pillow
it. Put it
again.
underneath the pillow again. I'm sure he'll come tonight. In the middle of the night, I fucking slipped her $1 and walked back out.
I've done that so many times with Davey.
I was like, oh shit, I forgot.
I
And
forget
she was
all the
so
time.
disappointed. She was like, have I been bad? And I was
Yes.
like, no. You probably got backlogged, man.
Yeah, she's got to get to a lot of people.
Tooth Fairy might have come off a
You know,
vacation,
kids
and
there.
got a lot of kids to see. Like,
I've never explained it that deeply to my kids. Avi's really the only one that cares about it, and I forget all the goddamn time. And Crystal's like not good about doing it either, so she just thinks the Tooth Fairy's a fucking bum. Like she's
No,
like
there's
she's
just been a lot of layoffs.
she's
been a lot of layoffs.
She's like not upset about
there's
it.
not
She's
just
like,
one Tooth Fairy. There's
There's
multiple
multiple
Tooth
Tooth
Fairies.
Fairies.
No, she thinks there's just
And sometimes
one.
you get the hobo.
No, she thinks there's just one, but she's a lazy bitch.
He'll leave a chicken bone under your fucking pillow instead of
So-
$1.
So there is a good thing to like telling white lies like to your kids.
Oh, yeah.
Which it like to help them kind of like get to where you want them to be
Morally.
and then they'll get older and they'll be like they'll go through that whole process of like
You're an asshole.
motherfucker you lied to me.
Yeah.
But then they'll get older and they'll be like, oh shit.
I just think it's weird how easily that maps onto everything else. Where like we tell each other fables, and it's for a good reason, and like sometimes it can be harmless, and it's like there's a story and a plot for why you're doing that.
Right.
But then also Ron DeSantis is like Disney should be fucking banned from Florida,
Oh
and
my
he's
God.
telling
Oh, well.
he's telling people a fable that they believe. It's the same thing. We do the same thing, and people
Yeah.
fall for it constantly.
That episode of How I Met Your Mother where Ted is like, can't eat bacon, I'm allergic. And Marshall goes, I've told you 1,000 times, you're not allergic to bacon. That's a lie your mother told you so that you would eat healthier.
Yeah.
Oh.
That I don't believe in, because what if
Oh,
she grows
yeah.
up to be like, what if she needs medical attention and they're like, what are you allergic to? And she's like, candy. You know? Like, I don't want her to start going around being like, oh, see, I'm allergic to caramel, I'm allergic to butter, I'm allergic, like,
I mean,
I'm allergic to carbs and trans fats and gluten. Like, I don't want her to say that.
that's kind of what I was going into about like explaining things but like dumbing it down for like a 4-year-old, you know, like you know, if you do good things happens. If you do bad things happen. Like that's a dumb way to say like when you fuck up you're gonna have consequences, because she doesn't understand what consequences means yet. But like in the same way,
I'll say the simplified, and then I'll use the big word. Like I explained to Joanna, I was like, you know how
Right.
sometimes mommy gets sad? It's because I have depression.
yeah,
Like,
that
I get sad for no reason.
is depression.
I get sad for no reason. And I have depression. That's
I
called
think
depression.
that is a like very hard thing to explain, and I really hope that Amelia doesn't also have that, which both of her parents do. So
Joanna
that
does.
kind of fucking sucks.
Joanna does.
I'm sure she will at some point get there, and but again, what I was explaining about how like positive ways to, you know, deal with
Combat
those
that.
things, and it's not just like it's not just, you know, you do something bad, but I'm gonna try and do it in a positive way. Like, what if she's going through something and then she's feeling some type of way,
Oh yeah.
and then she acts out because she's feeling depressed or feeling angry or something like that.
That's something that
But
I've
then-
instilled in Joanna since she
but-
was a baby.
Hold
Like
on,
open
let me explain.
communication.
But then you act out on that, or you do something stupid on your depression or your anger, and then I just discipline you. And then I make you feel bad for doing that, but without ever like trying to figure out why you feel that way or anything else, or try and give you a positive way to express the way that you're feeling. Like,
Well, isn't that what I did with Amelia in the car? At first we were just like, okay,
I was just going off.
stop
what we-
screaming. We're done. No, we're not going to the park. We're not going to the park. I explained it to Joanna. She was bummed at first, and then I was like, look up.
I'm gonna start talking to adults
This
like
is
that.
an entire sky.
Stop screaming. Go to the park.
this is an entire sky full of clouds. I think it's gonna rain.
Okay, but-
and also it's getting cold. And she was like, "Oh man, all right." And I was like, "Weather will get nice. We'll go. That's
Yeah.
going to happen.
I was
Just not today."
I was just going off of what we were talking about earlier. When
No,
you
no,
were
no, I
like
know.
not
But
rewarding them, I guess.
But that's what I did with Amelia in the car, you know? I ripped the Band-Aid off. I was like, we're not going because you acted a fool at this baby shower. You ran around screaming, yelling, getting in people's faces. At some point, she got so up in Mike's face while they were opening gifts that he was like, you want to help us open it?
No.
Like,
No, Mike.
Go ahead.
Mike did not. No, that is not what happened. Rhea was the one that was like, do you want to help? She was the one, because she went up there and then, like, she wasn't even up in their face at that point. That's not what happened at all. She was not even up in their face at all. Like, she went up there, she was kind of running around, I was trying to get her back. But then Rhea was like, do you want to help? And she was like, yeah. So, like, it wasn't even that bad. Like, it really was not like they were up in her face or anything. But then Rhea saw her, and then she was like, well, do you want to help? And Amelia was like, well, fuck yeah. And so she helped. That's why I let her go.
They were both, like, not listening. We were like, yo, stop running around. You're running into people. You're annoying people. You're being loud. You're being obnoxious. And we had them sit down just so that Rhea could open her presents. And they still wanted to sit there. And we were like, guys, fucking stop.
We finally, like, separated
I was like,
them,
this is
Amelia
Rhea's moment, not your moment.
No.
Like, please, this is all about Mike and Rhea right now. Please, fucking stop. And then they wouldn't stop, so we had Amelia go on the opposite side of him. So it was JoJo, me, him, Amelia. Yeah. And then she wanted to get loud and cry and, like, throw a fucking fit. And I was like, nah, we're not going to the fucking park. Y'all couldn't even, like, relax for 5 fucking minutes while they opened presents.
Which, thinking about it.
And then I told her in the car, I was like, but we can play in the backyard.
Thinking about it, too, I'm like, I can kind of understand where Amelia's at. Of, like, she can't just fucking, like, I was the same way when I was a kid. Like, I can't just fucking sit down. Like, I gotta be doing, like, she was even sitting there, she's like, do, like, on her legs.
About that, though, is
That's
that
fine.
you needed to have that experience to be like, I get it. You were also like that. So when you see it in your kid, you're like, oh, okay. But other people see that and they're annoyed by it, you know?
I didn't, like, I do get it. Like, she can't just fucking sit still. But it's hard when it's like, this is a moment where I need you to sit still, but I still don't know how to fucking, like, what do I do there? The only thing that I could think of is, like, let me give you my phone so you can watch something.
Yeah, now you give them something to fidget with.
Or something like that. But then she was like, don't make your kid a tablet kid. And I'm like, I don't want to make my kid a tablet kid, but it's like, I can see.
Something to fidget with, not a phone.
Not a phone, not a screen.
But I didn't have anything with me at the time, you know? The best thing I could give you is, like, my phone at the moment. I should have been more prepared.
Oh, once we gave them the pens and, like, the back of our bingo cards, they were fine.
Oh, yeah. And I thought about that, like, afterwards, too. But it did make me think that I'm like, you are like me, that it's hard for you to fucking just sit there and sit still. Like, you're going to fuck around. Like, you're going to do. Like, I'm going to fuck with shit. Yeah. Like, that's why even when I'm watching TV, I would still pick up my Rubik's Cube and fuck with my Rubik's Cube.
He has to be so overstimulated at all times. There was a day, like,
I'm not.
There was a day, like, last week or something, where he had...
A couple weeks ago.
He had Spotify going. Mm-hmm. He had CSGO tournament going on this monitor. He was messaging people in Discord. Mm-hmm. And I was also trying to watch a TV show over here. Yeah. And he was still fidgety. And I was like...
No, hold on. Best part. Would still check my phone and watch TikTok.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, no, he was also watching TikTok.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 screens is almost too much.
Like 5 different sounds going on all at once.
Nope.
The most I do is a YouTube video and a video game at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
can listen to Spotify while playing video games.
Right. I can have music going. Oh, okay, so
he'll listen to Spotify, talk in a voice chat while playing CSGO.
For context, I had music going, was watching, not really watching, but was just like kind of keeping up with a CSGO tournament. So
checking in every so often.
The volume was off. Yeah. I would just check the score, every now and again, and then like I would watch like rounds as I was, I was also chatting to people in Discord and then was watching, like, TikToks on my phone. Yeah. So, I didn't have the sound on for the... but, like, it is...
Jesus Christ.
To everybody else, it seems like a lot, but to me, I'm like, I'm not necessarily paying attention to everything that's going on.
You're not paying attention
Because
to
actually-
anything that's going on.
Because actually our brains cannot pay attention to multiple things at once. You jump between things. Your brain cannot pay attention to...
Oh yeah, multitaskers are liars. Nobody's really good at multitasking.
Nobody can actually multitask.
Yeah.
You are jumping between different things, and your brain...
Bullshit, bitches.
Now, some people...
Checkmate.
Some people can take it as, like, I can pay attention to this for a second, take the context from that, jump to something else, take the context from that, come back to this thing. I've already had the context for this, so I know I can keep up with this because I've already had the context, and then go back to the other thing, have the context.
You
and
need
everything else.
constant
That
brain
is-
stimulation.
Fucking do.
And I so desperately am trying to shut my brain off most of the time.
That is me shutting my brain
Oh,
off because
God.
I'm not listening to.
I can't hear the voices in my head if I drown it out with 6 different sounds.
Exactly though.
Holy
no,
fuck.
that is exactly it though.
Oh no, I can't. At
I'm
some
so
point,
focused on everything else that what's going on in my actual head is not there.
at some point, I had to pause what I was watching
And tell me to stop.
because no, I just paused what I was watching, and then at some point you stopped and you were like, "Weren't you watching this?" And I was like, "I was fucking trying to." Shit.
Because I also noticed that you paused it. But
I was like, I was trying to, but holy fuck, man, I can't hear a goddamn. I can't even hear my voices in my head.
so we talk about like going to sleep.
I can't hear myself think, literally.
So we talk about like going to sleep, and when I'm like, I can't fucking shut my brain
Mm-hmm.
off, and like that is like that's why I like playing video games and shit. And something for me is that because my brain is so focused on something else that what's actually going on just like shuts the fuck off. When I go to bed and I'm just laying there and I'm just trying to go to sleep, it's my brain just constantly fucking going, and it's hard to shut that shit off. That's another reason, which I'll go into my alcoholism for that, is because drinking so much so where, like, when I do go to bed, I just fucking go to sleep.
Oh yeah, it fucking
Like,
it dulls everything.
It dulls everything, and it makes it easier for me to go to sleep. Now, the issue is that, like, I'll drink and then stay up super late, and then, like, I don't get enough sleep, and it's a bad thing. But, like, that is 100%, like, why I have latched on to drinking as much as I have is because it dulls everything up here. Like,
The other
trying to
night-
think about my favorite movie and shit like that after I've already been drinking a little bit, and I'm like, oh, shit, I can't even remember. Let me wait till tomorrow when I'm, like, sober, and then, like, I don't drink, and then I'll be like, okay, I remember this movie
The other
and shit
night-
like that.
I'm sober and I have a hard time remembering all the movies that I like.
I'll
But-
have a better time.
Yeah.
is all
I
I'm
just have a
saying.
scattered.
We did the top
brain.
5.
Yeah.
We did the top 5, and that was easy for us because I feel like we've already had that list pre-made in our brains for a while.
Kinda.
Now we're just thinking of like the extra bullshit of like, oh my god, that's a good movie. Butterfly Effect. I fucking love Butterfly Effect. But the other night when you were like, oh, I can't seem to turn my brain, I just can't fall asleep. When I shoved 2 melatonin gummies in your mouth, did you fall asleep within that hour?
No, actually. No, I still stayed up, like, another, like, 2 hours after that.
Really? Because
Yeah.
one melatonin gummy, if I'm not taking them every night, one melatonin gummy will knock my ass out.
No, you fell asleep.
Oh, I fell asleep quick.
I remember that,
I was like, I
actually,
can't fall asleep either. Like, my body's uncomfortable. I can't, like, situate. And then I took that melatonin gummy and I was like, good night.
No, you fell asleep. No, I did not, actually. I
Okay.
still was up. Because, I still, like, I slept for, like, an hour or two and then, like, woke up to my alarms and went to work and was tired as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I remember waking up and...
We need to get you, like, Valium.
I remember
Right.
waking up and, like, my eyes,
How do you sleep?
like, being tired.
He
I
gets
just
stupid
turn on-
high.
I wish I could get stupid high. I wish I could afford that. But I just turn on like a video, some random video on low. I can barely hear it honestly, and then I just lay down on my back.
I
can't
can't do
with
the
that.
barely hear it thing because
Nope.
I'll end up trying
Focusing
to hear
on
it.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, I can understand.
I'll end up having
Okay.
weird ass dreams
Oh no, I can watch it
with
while
the
I'm sleeping.
voices in
I
the
just
show.
need to hear it.
No,
Interesting.
my problem is that, like, if I put something on, like, that's
You
why I
focus
don't
on
even...
it.
And I am one of those people that, like, I'll watch it till it's over.
Yeah.
So like if you put a movie on at 1 o'clock in the morning and it's a 2-hour-long movie, I'm up until 3 o'clock because I will watch it until it.
Race either way without watching anything. So that just gives me something to think about until I fall asleep.
I have to make it loud enough.
I have to sleep with a fan.
I mean, I put it on my phone. It's like next to my pillow, so I'm like watching or I'm listening to American Dad as I'm falling asleep. But it's like loud, and like Crystal has the fan on for ambient noise, and like there's a train track like in our neighborhood, and she's got the window cracked a little bit, like. So there's always just ambient noise happening all the time.
Oh yeah,
I need to hear it.
I have to have that
fan.
fan.
Barely hear it. I'm like hearing lines of dialogue, and I'm like, "What did he just fucking say?" And it keeps me awake.
Yep.
I think I'd be able to sleep in like dead silence.
I could fall asleep.
I used
No,
to be able to. I can't anymore.
I have tinnitus. If I'm in total like silence, my ears will just go.
Yeah, that shit'll happen too, and that's annoying.
Tinnitus is, I fucked my hearing.
I get that.
Yeah, I fucked my hearing, and like I can't do it. Or I will hear, like I can't sleep with the ceiling fan on either because I'll hear the whirring.
No, I have to have.
And that's a certain pitch.
Yeah.
Anything with a pitch I can't have, but a fan I can.
We sleep with the ceiling fan on.
I know, but my tower fan drowns it out.
Oh, okay.
I can't sleep
my
with
wife-
just the ceiling fan.
My
on.
wife trained me to need the fan because she's always needed it. So like at first I fucking hated it, but now it's like if it's off, I don't like. She blasted on 3, like on the dial, like the full setting, and that's too much for me. So when I come in there, I'll turn it down to 1 and be like, I just need the ambient noise.
There are several things that now you cannot sleep like correctly without because of me. The tower fan being one of them.
Yes, I can.
You can?
Yeah.
Because you told me
I
like I
hate
can't
it.
sleep without a fan on now.
No, I absolutely hate it.
Because it's cold, not because it's loud.
I hate the cold. I like the noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I hate the cold.
And then
Oh,
the
hold
pillow
on.
between your knees thing. Once I showed him, like, because your hips naturally are supposed to be like this.
I
And
do
when you
like that.
sleep, they're like this.
Yeah.
So
But
having that pillow in there straightens
The-
out your knees.
The problem is that I toss and turn
helps with your back
so
pain.
goddamn much that I can't even.
Oh,
do
you
that.
throw it off the bed eventually.
Oh yeah,
on my back.
100%.
Me too.
Dracula.
I
Me
fall
too.
asleep like that, and then I end up on my left side every time.
I fall asleep on my
Yes,
side and
absolutely.
wake up on my back.
I start on my
I'm sorry,
side, and then I'm just not built to sleep on my side.
Yep.
You do the fucking.
Yeah.
Actually, yes. Actually, yes.
Sometimes it's really
Like
comfortable.
I'll wake up with like my hands like this or
Sometimes
this.
I go coffin style, arms to my sides.
You know what's crazy?
Poor Abby. She's just sleeping with the crypt keeper.
What's crazy is that
You
sometimes,
sit up from bed like.
Yeah.
sometimes at my job, I'll just fall asleep on the floor, and I feel so comfortable
Oh, the floor is the shit
on
sometimes.
the on
Floor's
like
the
the
shit
hard
sometimes.
ass
Yeah.
floor,
Mhm.
and like everybody else would be like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "I grew up like this."
My thing is the kitchen floor in my house. For some reason, occasionally, like,
Is it
I don't know, it's a
linoleum?
weird thing. It's like a weird thing when I'm like in a weird melancholy mood and I don't know what to do. And I'll
Yeah.
just go and just
Dude.
lay on my kitchen
Dude,
floor.
fucking honestly hated that shit. That I would just like fall asleep like on the bathroom floor or some shit like that.
Oh,
And
she
I'm
would
like,
fall
guilt the
asleep.
shit out of you.
And I was like, I just like it. Like I didn't know how to explain it. And she's like, "What the fuck is wrong?"
I
with you?"
literally laid in the hallway earlier.
Yeah.
Because I was like, sitting up is hurting my back, and I laid on the floor and my back popped, and I was like, oh yeah, that's the shit right there. I didn't even like stretch or like try to do it. Just me straightening out my back was like, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, that's great.
So it is 12:04.
Yeah,
It's time.
It is.
It
time.
is.
it's time.
It's gonna be the first time in a long time that we haven't played cards at the end of the fucking
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. But make sure you follow us on all of our social media.
Do that.
Instagram, Facebook, Blue Skies Pod or Blue Skies from the Basement.
Yeah.
tpublic.com/BSFTB.
Yeah, whatever.
You can follow us on YouTube, Blue Skies from the Basement. If you go to our live section on the YouTube, you can find all of our old videos, all of our lives that we've been doing recently.
That's the important part.
Yeah, that is the important part because if you go to our YouTube and you just look at the videos, it'll show you all of the old videos that we have posted. If you want to see all the recent stuff, go to our live section of the YouTube. You can also look us up on Twitch, which is Blue SFTB.
Yup.
BLUE SFTB. That is our Twitch, where you can follow us there. And we go live the majority of time, Saturdays at 10 p.m. EST. We also have our email, where if you've heard anything we've been talking about and you want to send us like a long fucking thing that you guys want us to read on the show, blueskiespodcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
And we can see that and everything else. So feel free to follow us on all of our socials and everything. We do have a Discord, which if you go to our Spotify and go down into the description, there is a link that's there. I know I had a little bit of an issue saying description. Pulling that out.
Or on the Podbean, or on any of the old videos.
Yeah.
If you look at the uploaded instead of the lives, and all the links are there for it's a permanent link to the
Yeah.
Discord.
So you can join our Discord, which we are always in there. So you guys can join the chat and talk to us as much as you'd like. And, you know, we're always in there. So we'll respond and everything else.
As the person that's kind of taken over our TikTok, we are in desperate need of followers on our TikTok so that we can live stream and make playlists of the different kinds of clips and
What is
everything
our
like that
TikTok?
on TikTok. It's shoot, man.
I don't remember.
I should
exactly
know
what
that,
TikTok
right?
is.
I like that I'm not the only one that is constantly like, what the fuck? I don't remember the thing that I
Is
did.
Because it's Blue Skies Pod.
Yeah.
Blue Skies Pod.
That's
Okay.
most of the
At
things.
Blue
Yeah.
Skies Pod on TikTok. I upload
Clips.
our funny clips and everything like that. Anything that really made made us cackle. And that's something that we desperately need followers just so that I am able to do the full experience of TikTok live streaming on there. And mostly just like making playlists and attaching our links there as well.
Yeah.
Because I can't even attach our fucking social links there
No,
until
not
we
yet.
get at least 100 followers.
Yeah.
So we need that as well.
So yeah, follow us
We
on our
should plug
TikTok,
that
Blue
at the
Skies
top
Pod.
next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be like, hey, go fucking do the TikTok.
Follow the TikTok.
Go follow our
and
fucking
everything
TikTok,
else,
man.
Yeah.
Also, I stream video games and shit, and Emily has been playing some games with me, so you can
I have
follow
started
me.
streaming again, everybody. Yippee-ki-yay.
So you can follow me at Banana Cult Leader on Twitch, and then you can also follow.
At the Fruit Loop with underscores instead of spaces. So it's the underscore fruit, F-R-O-O-T, like the cereal, F-R-O-O-T, underscore loop, L-O-O-P.
The underscore
Fruit.
OOT underscore LOOP.
And that is my TikTok, my Twitch, my YouTube, my Instagram.
There you go.
It's everything. I am the Fruit Loop on everything.
Oh yeah.
And fuck it, while we're doing it, Savage Dead underscore Wes. If you want to fucking follow me and see the things that I do, I post my music.
Fuck yes.
My cats, my music, my nature photos, pictures of me. So, you know,
So,
go
yeah.
check it out.
Go follow the shit. We're eventually gonna like put a whole link tree together.
We
And
already have a link tree.
We do have a link
I
tree.
gotta
but,
add
I
all
mean,
the other shit too.
like
update
adding
it.
it to the fucking videos and shit. But doing all that. But
Yeah, Linktree / BSFTB Pod.
oh yeah,
I also would like to start posting a TikTok video saying that we are going live
yeah,
right before we do. Like, hey, this is the peeps from Blue Skies from the Basement. We're about to go live on Twitch and YouTube
I'd love to
in
meet
about
you,
30
chatters.
minutes.
Yeah. Get new
Tune
people
in.
here.
Here's the link.
yeah.
We'll see you there.
I want to be able to get enough followers on our TikTok to where we can like have a phone set up and do a TikTok live.
Yep.
And then it would be like,
That's the goal, because I
Then-
literally have the tripod for my
Yeah.
phone.
and then you could, which we have another tripod for that. So like we could set it up, and then people would see the TikTok, and then it's like you go to the link in our bio, and then you can actually listen to, because a TikTok live would be like the phone, like microphone, but then it's like you could go to our bio and go to, you know, our actual Twitch or YouTube and
Yeah.
hear the good quality shit, you know
Or
what I mean?
mute the TikTok stream. If we're doing like full spectrum streaming, where we're doing like all three or all four even. Excuse me. Get back on there, sir. There we go. Then we could mute the TikTok stream and be like, if you would like to hear what we're doing, you need to go to Twitch or YouTube, because
Yeah.
fuck this shit.
Which I would say, I mean, yeah.
TikTok Live would be more for like individual updates. talking about what you're doing, talking about what you're doing, talking about what I'm doing, Trey talking about what he's doing, you know?
Yeah.
Trey gets on TikTok live to read people bedtime stories. Because holy shit, Trey.
Inspirational quotes.
You can make a career out of that. Your voice is so soothing.
That would be
Trey,
sick.
do you have a quote for us?
Speaking of which,
Yeah, I gotta save it for the very end, though.
Well, we're there.
It has to be the last thing that we say.
we're
Alright,
there, bud.
We're there, bud.
I have nothing left to say.
Yep.
Okay.
Let her rip.
Damn, you really put me on the spot. Well, this is from Tropic Thunder.
Oh my god.
Another great fucking movie.
All right, now I have more things.
Which
to
we
say.
should talk
I
about.
have more things
Which
to
we
say.
should talk about.
Yeah.
I'm a rooster illusion.